podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
You know the saying, stay hungry, stay humble.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm humble in defeat, and I'm going to remain humble in victory. This is it, right?
Butasi Productions.
I just wanted to put on a great boxing masterclass and also show the sweet science of this lovely sport. Man, the first time was so nice, I had to do it twice.
I'm prepared to the best of my capability, and I pray that I get the win. Look at him, I love Mike Tyson, how he came into the game on some different kind of vibe. You know what I mean? It takes a crazy man to want to fight, you know what I mean, day in, day out. The hardcore sport, as you said, no silk shoes.
Ain't no other sight in the game can see the boxing voice.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Thursday edition. The first show of the new year? First flagship show of the new year for sure. Welcome back. Welcome back. I know you didn't plan to see us here as there's not many of you out there. It's looking like you weren't expecting a show today because of either the bullshit shutdown on the main channel or the fact that there aren't that many fights this weekend. We're really dealing with news and notes and stuff like that. But, the number to call in, that didn't change. 1-425-569-5241. Press 1. One time, voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, you can also add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. I guess the big news is Anthony Joshua running around saying that he feels he would knock out Wilder in 6. It wouldn't make it to the 7th. And then even bigger news is everyone with their hands up in the air, pulling out their hair if in certain circles, wondering if Eddie's really going to hike up the price of Dazn to $50. I think that was tongue-in-cheek. I know that Mike has the audio and we'll play it for you, but I just feel like, $50, that was the price of like back in the day pay-per-views when I was a little bit younger. That would be a little overzealous of, Eddie Hearn and good old Mr. Skipper at Dazn. But yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about. Hopefully you're rocking out with us. Hopefully you found out the bad news that our main channel is shut down for really no true reason. I'm assuming it's gambling, even though everyone else fucking gambles. I don't know. But let's head on out to Indiana. Gross, the boss.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. I can't say it enough. I speak it, believe it.
Two attempts, handed bands over. Sicko hit, shot and miss. Two to stand over. Turn up. Breadwinner, huh? Look who in the building. Let me check my Instagram. I might be at 1 million. And I'm in.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yo, what up? Welcome back to another edition of Boxing Voice, and shout out to everybody out there in the TBV universe. Back with another one, man. Yeah, AJ running his mouth about knocking out Wilder and how many fights Wilder got and how he's been pro longer. And yeah, we got a little audio clip of Eddie, you know what I'm saying, maybe insinuating he might go to the zone and hike up the price. I think we still got a couple of interviews, you know what I'm saying, we got lined up. And also some news and notes, but pretty much kind of a slow weekend since there is no boxing anywhere. I didn't find any boxing on ESPN schedule or anything like that. The next match that we have to look forward to will be Claressa Shields and has been. Also some more fights next weekend too, so should be a big weekend next weekend. What's going on, Ness?
What up, man? Listen, I've been hit up in so many different inboxes. I was feeling like an IG model. I'm telling you, this Dazn hike up is big. How many people have hit you up like, yo, y'all ain't gonna talk about this? I mean, remember the audio.
Quite a few, bro. Quite a few. I had to go looking for the fucking audio, man. I was just like, where is the quote set? You know what I'm saying? Where is he talking about that? And I was able to hunt down the actual audio and get that clip. But I don't I don't know how serious, you know what I'm saying, he was. I think he was just talking from a marketing, you know what I'm saying, standpoint, trying to get people to push people towards that yearly subscription instead of the monthly. And I mean, I think it's a bad idea, you know what I'm saying, to start off with. But if they think, you know what I'm saying, it's going to drive people to yearly subscriptions, then it may just drive people to do more illegal streaming. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the alleged $50 hike is to drive the $100 yearly subscription, right? So it's like, yo, pay $50 a month or just go ahead and pay this $100 for the year. You know what I'm saying? Because it looks like people doing month to month and they not liking it. So they trying to get you in there forever. Forever, ever.
Yeah, you could tell when they went from $10 to $20 that they had people doing month to month and they didn't really like it, and they probably thought that the price increase would, you know what I'm saying, balance off the people going from month to month, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, I don't think from $20 to $50 that's like a more than 100%, you know what I'm saying, increase on your product. And for in any market, that's kind of absurd for your product to jump 100% or more, even though it went from 10 to 20, you know what I'm saying? 20 is still manageable for most people. But $50 a month, man, for the average boxing fan, when you still got pay-per-views to deal with and things like that, and you still got a monthly subscription with ESPN Plus, is just asking a lot.
I don't know, man. I think it's all about marketing. I think they're just trying to, like I said, push that yearly subscription on people. But it's sad that in a year, we already are discussing a second DAZN price hike. They started at 10 and quickly shifted to 20 and released the yearly $99 annual contract. And I mean, that was, when did that happen? When after the Ruiz Joshua, like after June? Or was it when they signed the second one? All I know is that it's too soon to be discussing another hike up.
I know Netflix took forever before they came with a hike up, you know what I'm saying? I just don't. I think Eddie was, you know what I'm saying, just being a strategist, you know what I'm saying, getting the ball rolling and getting people to talk about it and maybe drive people to buy that $100 a month before it changes. But I mean $100 a year before it changes. But man, when you talk about $50 a month, man, that's like a whole nother bill, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like it, then, especially if you're like an avid or watcher of TV, you might have Netflix at $15 a month, then you might have Disney Plus, or you might have ESPN Plus. Man, that shit is pretty much like having cable now. And for DAZN to be more than ESPN Plus, which ESPN Plus offers more, you know what I'm saying? If you're a sports fan, DAZN really don't offer a whole lot outside of boxing and like Bellator, you know what I'm saying? They don't have the NBA or NFL, and for you to have a price point higher than those who do, like Amazon Prime, you know what I'm saying? Amazon Prime has good content. They have good shows, and that comes, you know what I'm saying, free with your Amazon Prime membership. I just don't understand the $50 price point, man. That's, in my point, that shouldn't even been like spoke of, you know what I'm saying? Because it just seems incredibly steep.
Definitely. I mean, again, 50 is like a John Dudley, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. pay-per-view. Like, they wilding right now. You know what I mean? This was a top-ranked straight to pay-per-view type of fight. And they were charging those prices. I don't know. Monthly is just crazy. It's alarming, really, because like I said, this is now the second time we're talking about a price hike in less than, 2 years. I mean, not even, less than 14 months, 13 months, whatever you want to talk, use. It's weird. It's weird. But let me play the audio and hope that maybe we're taking it out of context.
You got to pause that probably like 20, 25 seconds, something like that. It's a long clip.
I got to pause it every now and then, you're saying, or start it at 23?
No, pause it every 20, 25 seconds. The clip is like
okay.
long.
Anticipated. KSI Logan Paul, more than anticipated, but maybe not quite as many as I secretly dreamed of, but still really solid. I mean, I keep pushing Dazn to release their numbers because they're really impressive now. There was a stage when we started where they weren't impressive because we came from a standing start. It's just their policy not to do it, but I don't mind saying, and I'll probably get told off, but over those 3 fights, Canelo Kovalev, KSI Logan Paul and Joshua Ruiz, you're driving to 1 million subscribers.
He said they're driving 2 million?
Drawing to a million.
Oh, to a million, to a million, to a
million. That's pretty good, you know what I'm saying, if they're talking about new subs, you know what I'm saying, and not the monthly ones you already have. I think that's pretty good, you know what I'm saying, in that span from Canelo to KSI to Joshua Ruiz. But one thing that I did want to touch on that he said in there, what the fuck did he say? About them releasing their numbers, you know what I'm saying? Like if they're doing better than like when they started, then they should like put out the growth and like let everybody know like, hey man, we are doing, you know what I'm saying, what is expected, and we are drawing in great numbers, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit different because you got to download the app and things like that, and I know some boxing fans maybe not really want to get into that, but I think in this day and age, man, DAZN is like, man, giving you good content, and if more people sign up, then this $50 think shit will like go away.
Yeah, I mean, they got to give us some good fights, though. You know, I know they trying, so you can't knock them, but, you know, you still need good fights, man. We getting an over, like, just a huge...
Luke Killer and Demetrius Andrade.
A huge amount of
mediocre
Euro
fights.
fighters, a lot of Euro fighters, and that's cool. I get it. It's a global sport. But, you know, we were promised the U.S. boxing network, not a, you know,
I mean, give him credit.
UK shell network.
He's sending offers to Gervonta, sending offers to Jamil, you know what I'm saying? He's putting offers out there, just sometimes I guess people don't want to work with you.
I mean, listen, you can send an offer. You can send an offer to Gervonta, and people can use that as an argument for their videos and, you know, their water cooler debates. But the truth is, Gervonta is Vasyl to Showtime. You know, what Vasyl is to ESPN and Top Rank, that's what Gervonta is to Leonard Ellerbe, Mayweather, and Showtime. Some people have network deals. You know, others are upset at that. You know. So they want to take shots at Gervonta, but he was lucky enough to get a deal. They seen something in him.
Yeah, my thing is like they're making the effort, even though they got a network deal. They're still making the effort just to see, just in case they might let them come out.
But that's not an effort, bro. That's not an effort when you sending an offer that you know it can't be accepted. If a dude's in a network deal, the only thing that he can do is say to that network, let's co-broadcast because this is that big.
When did it come out that show that Gervonta was exclusively signed?
Where else have you seen Gervonta fight? He's never fought nowhere else.
Yeah,
nowhere else. And
Showtime.
remember, yeah, he's only fought on Showtime. And remember, as much as Mayweather wants to say him and Al work hand in hand, like PBC and Mayweather Promotions, we both know ain't the same thing. Mayweather Promotions where fighters go to die, and PBC is where fighters go to grow and be popular and famous and win titles.
I think Mayweather Promotions probably got more of a deal with Showtime than what Gervonta has. Just my humble opinion.
No, and you know, you can continue to be humble and say, you know what, you're right. All they have is Gervonta, so I can see what you're saying. Who they gave him a deal off? Badu Jack?
No, I'm saying we all know if Mayweather come back, it's like gonna be on Showtime. Just like when he came back against McGregor, probably on Showtime. Now, only fight that wasn't on Showtime when he came back was the Tension dude, but that was over in Japan.
So let me get this straight.
Showtime wanted to pay for it.
Are you saying that they gave him dates with the hopes that he comes back?
No. Not
and let me just explain what I mean by dates, because maybe you don't know that term. Dates meaning as a promoter.
Fight
dates.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, fight dates. Yeah. No, not at all.
So then we'll go back to what I'm saying. As a promoter, he needs assets to present to Showtime. He didn't go there and say, yo, I'm Floyd, and give me dates in case I come back. He said, yo, I'm Floyd. I got Gervonta. I got Badou Jack. Because that's all he could say.
Or I'm Floyd. You can give me a deal, and I can make you $100 million against Conor McGregor, probably more revenue than any of your boxing matches pulled in for 2018 and 2019. And I can come back in 2020 and give you another fight too, for an X number of dollars. So I'm sure Showtime has a vested interest in Mayweather's next fight. I'm sure.
Okay, I didn't know that was the argument. I'm going back to the original argument, which is, so are you telling me that Mayweather received dates for his fighters based...
I never said that, though. You
no, because you keep bringing up the fact that he's going to come back and fight in 2020. Then you also... Hold on, so we don't cut each other off. You also said that he went to them and said, I can make you $100 million with Conor. I don't understand what that has to do with Gervonta. We're talking about Gervonta having a deal and having to refuse to go to DAZN the same way Vasil didn't fight on DAZN, and Luke Campbell went to ESPN. What you're talking about, Mayweather, I'm just saying all my opinions, trying to piece it together because you're not being clear on how Mayweather got dates.
I never said anything about Mayweather having dates.
But isn't that the topic?
No, not at all. That was you.
I said Gervonta has a network deal. You said I don't think he has a network deal.
Okay, you cut me off though. Go ahead.
I'm repeating what you said so you know where we're at. I said, I think Gervonta has a network deal. You said, I don't think Gervonta has a network deal. I said, okay. I know. And I said,
dates never came in until you brought up dates.
No, of course, because that's the next question, Mike. If Gervonta doesn't have a network deal, which would provide him with dates to fight on the network, I asked you, so then how did Mayweather get those dates based off maybe coming back? And you said, no, I don't believe that either. So we're still trying to figure out how he got dates. And then you said, oh, because he probably said
he had dates. You brought up the dates thing. I'm saying whenever
I'm going to let it go. I'll let it go. I'll let it go. That's why when we first started, I said, Mike, do you understand what dates mean?
Yeah, who don't understand what dates mean?
Obviously, you don't.
How do I understand what I'm telling you? I'm sitting here repeating it over and over again. That was never my talking point. That was your talking point. My talking point was, I don't believe that Gervonta has an exclusive deal with Showtime. Simple as that.
And then I asked you,
I believe it's
how did he get there then?
Promotions deal with Showtime than it is Gervonta.
And it's not based off the only boxer they have?
He's not the only boxer they have, but they had Badou Jack on Showtime, didn't that? Adonis Stevenson fight wasn't on Showtime.
Oh, Adonis is with Mayweather?
I never said that, bro. There you go again. You putting words in my mouth.
And didn't I mention Badou before this last sentence, right? Didn't I say, bro, you don't think that they gave him dates based off Gervonta and Badou Jack, the only fighters they got?
I didn't hear Badou Jack at all.
Everybody heard this, fine. But what I'm saying is Floyd can't get dates if he's not fighting. He can only get dates as a promoter with the fighters that he has. Same thing like Cameron Duncan getting Jerron Ennis on television. How's Cameron Duncan getting fighters?
Will be on Showtime.
And I agree with you, but that doesn't have anything to do with Gervonta. Nothing. Like, you're bringing Floyd into it as a fighter. I keep saying if they didn't give him a date based on him coming back, they're giving him dates based on Badou Jack and Gervonta Davis, the two lukewarm stars they have.
That goes back to my point. It's more of a Mayweather's promotion deal than a Gervonta deal. Simple as that. Then we back to the same point. If you're getting dates based off more than one fighter, then it's not an exclusive deal with Gervonta.
So then why can't Gervonta leave? Because that's the argument.
That's a question for Leonard Ellaby and Floyd Mayweather. Maybe they don't want him to leave.
He got a network deal.
All
his fights been there.
Show me an article that
all his
Gervonta
fights
has signed exclusively with
Okay,
Showtime.
Bro. Okay. So what else are we getting into?
Oh, we still got more audio if you want to play that.
And that's a phenomenal number. And the viewership number for Joshua against Ruiz was, I don't know, nearly 3 times bigger than the biggest audience Joshua ever got on Showtime. You know, as a world champion.
Worldwide, I think it was 1.6, 1.7.
So just to, in context, Joshua did like 400,000 or 450, which was his biggest fight on Showtime. I believe in 3 times that is like 1.2 million people watching on Dazn.
Say again?
Joshua highest viewership total on Showtime was like 400,000 during the daytime, and 3 times that is like 1.2, 1.3 million. If that is the case, and he said on Dazn. For Joshua. Ruiz.
Yeah. I think this was an IFL interview, right? It's starting to sound like Chris Mannix. It's starting to sound like I heard this. I remember him saying that Joshua did 3 times what he did on Showtime before. I don't know if it was Chris Mannix audio or not, but I remember that. Yeah, that is a big number. That is a big number. But again, like you said to me, find me an article that shows that these numbers are real and not Eddie in front of a camera or a microphone saying whatever the fuck he wants because he knows that Dazn is not going to release the numbers. Who's going to fact check this, and how can they if the numbers can't be released? So we can say that they did whatever and we just have to believe it. You was about to say something?
No, I was going to say audio.
Okay.
Anticipated. KSI Logan Paul watching Dazn. They are. More people are watching Dazn. We're getting bigger audience numbers than Showtime. Right? Charlo's just boxed on Showtime, did 300,000. You've got Jacob Chavez is going to do 500,000-600,000 on Dazn. You know, Joshua did nearly 1 million.
So, and this is what I'm saying. You see, like all the sheep, I need to pull up my sheep soundbite. All the sheep are running with this. And he said, Jacobs Chavez is gonna do. So now he's a genie. He's Will Smith in Aladdin. He's Miss Cleo. It's gonna do. Where's the video after this saying, oh, I was right, it did? Come on, man. This is just, bro, this is why this guy is good. Because you just got to talk, man. You just got to talk. Keep the needle moving. You know, nobody's questioning Eddie. Nobody's out there, you know, giving them a debate because they want them numbers. They want them numbers. They know what an Eddie interview do. Why ruffle the feathers and not get another one? They not asking the real shit.
So, like, we need to let the people know, because that argument about, oh, you're losing your profile or lack of profile, it's rubbish now. So it's another tick on the box, and we're just getting a better understanding of, one, the US market.
So it's rubbish because, I mean, okay, so is Callum Smith a bigger star? Do we know him more in America, or our American listeners all of a sudden saying they want to see Callum in fights? Is Jonah Carr a bigger star? Like, I don't know what he's saying. He's not raising the profile of anyone other than AJ and Canelo, who are already stars.
I think what he's saying is the zone from their start to like where they're at now, they're doing much better, and he would like the numbers to be released so the naysayers out there can quit coming out with their narratives and things like that. You know what I'm saying, from his perspective. But I would like to have the numbers released too, so we can get a good gauge on how the zone is doing and if they are truly doing better than like when they started. And I think they are. You know what I'm saying, I've seen a lot more traction for the zone, a lot more promos and a lot more digital, you know what I'm saying, content. So I think they are taking a good step forward and putting out good content.
But my issue is with his direct statement that, you know, he said, oh, the naysayers were saying don't go over there, you know, you can't be seen over there. So he's claiming that Chavez Jacobs was gonna do more than the numbers that Charlo did and all that. But where are their stars? Because Canelo was already a star. AJ was already a star. Who have they built? Like, where is the popularity that DAZN has given who? Is Raymond Savage any more popular? Is the dude that they keep fighting? He signed to McWaters. Talk it. Pacheco. Are more people calling in here? Talking about Diego? Did they tell me where he's from? Because I don't even know what city he's from. Who on Dazn is Ammo Williams from Houston all of a sudden more popular? Has any caller called in yet to say the Ammo cut his hair? Because I believe, didn't he cut his hair? He don't got braids no more, right?
He a first-year fighter, so I wouldn't expect his profile to be that huge.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so has Jesse's profile raised?
I think Tevin Farmer profile has.
That's difficult to say when you're being offered $2 million for the biggest fight that Gervonta could have made at 130.
But I'm talking about as far as notoriety and popularity. I think more people, you know what I'm saying, are more familiar with Tevin Farmer now. You know what I'm saying? Since he's been out so much and since the zone has been putting him out on different cards. I think who's the guy who bring up? Fuck. It just slipped my mind. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I mean, look, I don't want to argue about Tevin as my man. I don't want to be, looking for reasons as to why he's not popular or is popular. I'll leave it at Tevin does a lot. Tevin runs down on dudes. Tevin does call-outs. Tevin actually got footage of arguments. So if Tevin's profile raised, it's because Tevin is a worker. Plus, he fought 5 times last year. No other champion ever done that. So I don't know if it's Dazn or Tevin. But okay, I'll give you that one for argument's sake. Any others?
I think Daniel Jacobs' profile done raised a little bit since he's been with the zone. He got a big fight with Canelo. Eddie secured that for him. His bravado seems like it's there a little bit more. We've seen him run down on Charlo. We've seen him run down on Gabe Rosado. So his presence in the sport of boxing, in my opinion, is felt a little bit more than when he previously was on HBO fighting guys like Aries and things like that. Even though he was still with Eddie, I think from that point to where he's at now, I think his profile, it's safely to say, has risen.
Yeah, man. The problem with that is that he was the B side with the A side, right? No different than Ruiz. Ruiz profile risen too. But that's what happens when you tango with the man. Again, outside of the stars that they paid big bucks to get, who have they given more awareness to? Who is calling in here clamoring about a DAZN fighter that isn't already popular? But whatever, we'll leave that up to the callers to give their opinion on. You have anything you want to add before I go back to the tape?
Sir, I think the best part is the last part.
We're getting our foot in the door a lot more with fighters, but 3, understanding the subscription business. But when you've got a product you believe in, and I so believe in the DAZN product in terms of the value for a fight fan, for particularly that annual pass. I'm actually going to say to DAZN, I think you should bump the monthly fee up, right? We've got to drive people to the annual pass.
See, I knew it. It's my first time hearing it. But he said it. You got to drive people to the annual pass. So how do you do that? Putting this ridiculously high monthly fee. But it'll never fly. This is just Eddie scaring people. It'll never fly. There's people in play to market, just like there's people in play to analyze that market and determine a price point. I don't think that the price point is determined by Eddie.
Yeah, I think it's just, like you said, a fear tactic. You know what I'm saying? You start talking like this and maybe get people to go and get the app before something like this happens. But I don't think DAZN would let that fly. You know what I'm saying? A $50 price point per month for a app is kind of unheard of. You know what I'm saying? Like Netflix offers you way more, and you ain't got to pay nowhere near that. So I think it's just, like you said, a smoke screen. But hey, man, good talking points.
Yeah, man. Oh wait, we got more.
It's $19.99 a month. Make it $50 a month. We don't want you to come and go. We want you to stay, be part of this community, learn more about boxing, digest the content, learn about the fighters, and grow with us.
Told you, man. It's all smoke and mirrors, bro. He's got zero clearance to say this. He's just saying his idea on how to keep subscriptions because he's saying, I don't want you to come and go. You know what I mean? So if you drive that 50 up, you know, no one wants to do month to month because they're like, damn, if I fucking do 1 month, I might as well get the year because, shit, if I get 2, I lost out. You know what I mean? So I get what he's trying to do. And maybe he gets a couple of scared subscriptions too. Maybe there's a few people that, you know, hear this, they're like, fuck it, let me jump on before they go ahead and move it up to 50 a month.
732.
Nah, man, Frank is in a bad area. He wants to do it tomorrow, but I told him that we'll reschedule because, you know, we don't normally always have a night show on Friday, and he's still in Bali.
Did you still want to do my guy, Badu Jack's man?
Yeah, isn't that at 8?
Yeah, I'm going to text him now, man.
Yeah. The manager of Badu Jack will be on. You know, we want to learn the ins and outs of the sport as well as the inside of the ring part. But what else do we got? We got this Anthony Joshua Feels He'll knock out Wilder. I don't even know why people believe this dude anymore. Like, one week you want to help Fury, the next week you talking about. First of all, this is the stupidest thing he could have came out with as a headline because you just got pounded on by like the Pillsbury Doughboy. You need to go out there and get a knockout first before we believe anything you're saying. Like, last time you was fighting, everybody called you pretty scared. You know what I mean? You went from not respecting boxers in the heavyweight division to all of a sudden it's the master class and sweet science and all that bullshit. Like, come on, man, chill, bro. Like, you need to go in hiding. You know, just chill for a little while. You know what I mean? You did what you did. You got your belts back, but like all this extra media saying a lot of crazy shit. You know, the sparring Fury was already crazy. Now this, you know, he bumped his head. You know, Ruiz still got effects when he talking about he gonna knock out Wilder in 6. This is the same dude said that Wilder wouldn't do Breazeale before 7, right? Didn't he say that? So it's like, why are we even believing my man? Let's hope he get a good barber.
Did you watch the fucking video that I put in the chat?
Of him?
Yeah. That's the Sky Sports interview. But anyway,
yeah, it was on you. It was on Instagram, right?
No, I had to get somebody to motherfucking record it for me, you know what I'm saying? Big up to my brethren out there, you know what I'm saying, in the UK, because for some reason it was geo blocked in the States. But one thing that I got from the interview, man, I know I may seem like I'm jumping on AJ's bandwagon, but from that interview, just saying, like, it seems like he is more conscious of the sweet science of boxing, because he was noticing when Wilder's back was to the ropes, how Ortiz had the advantage because Wilder's space was limited, and how Wilder was able to turn the tables on Ortiz and put Ortiz ropes on the back with a jab that wasn't really like a jab that was meant to land. It was a jab that was meant to kind of move the target into a position. And the way he broke it down was just like he is maybe doing a lot more studying of the sport of boxing, and it was pretty cool.
That was that clip where they had him rewatch Wilder's knockout, right?
He watched the Breazeale knockout, and he watched the Wilder Ortiz knockout.
They clout chasing.
I mean,
let's just be real. No, because we ain't gonna get no UK calls. We're not on our main channel, and obviously they know I'm right when I say what I'm about to say. So why would they call in? But like, if this was Wilder with a Anthony Joshua fight in his iPhone or his iPad on Showtime or Fox, right? Talking about a dude that he ain't gonna fight for 1 year, niggas will be saying he's clout chasing. They'll be calling Wilder all type of names under the sun. Ducte is over here clout chasing. Why he always got AJ name in his mouth? Now the table is turned. Now the tables is turned, and they don't like it. But I'm always let you know when them tables turn, because they have. They have. Now all of a sudden we got to sit you down on Sky Sports, a non-American network, to have you talk about the American fighter that you ain't fought yet. Huh. Interesting. I posted that from Edward Belanga, man. It's funny what 1 year consistency could do. It's funny as hell. The tables done flipped the fuck flopped. His promoter used to say Wilder ain't had no profile. Now he's talking about his profile's increased tremendously. It's increased considerably, you know? It's like, yo, hilarious. Hilarious to me.
Now, if you perceive it as clout chasing, you know what I'm saying, I can't, you know what I'm saying, disagree with you because, you know what I'm saying, we know that AJ has the mandatories with Pulev and possibly even Usyk later on this year if he doesn't vacate that belt. But if he does vacate, I'm pretty sure he'll be fighting Usyk at the end of the year or the Chisora winner. So if you want to say it's clout chasing, I mean, maybe it is, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Sky Sports, you know what I'm saying, are invested in that fight and they just wanted to keep it in the fans' mind, the fans' privy, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they know that Deontay Wilder would be there at the end. Maybe they're backing Deontay Wilder. I mean, we see him make a big bid for the fight. Like when else had they made a bid for a Fury fight? I'll wait. Whenever Wilder's, you know what I'm saying, and that motherfucker, they'll make a bid for it. So maybe they are invested in Wilder, and maybe they want their fans and their British public to know about this guy. And what's the best way to do that? Sit down the heavyweight champion who has 4 belts, who is British, and make him watch a video of Wilder doing damage.
Yeah, man, cloud chasing. If this was Wilder, it'd be another story. Be 1,000 videos floating around. But I hear you, man. I hear you. You know? I hear you, bro. Yeah, look, man, you're right. They made a play, you know? The dude with no profile, all of a sudden, a UK network, a whole nother country, is trying to outbid another network. Hilarious, man. Tables turn.
Y'all got to take into consideration, man. It was a considerable offer if BT Sports has to mull it over.
They got to match it. If they don't match it, it's over.
Yeah, I'm saying if they're thinking about matching it,
bruh,
it has to be a.
But you ain't even thinking about this little twist. Okay. If you got AJ on Sky with an iPad looking at Wilder, you probably about to show Wilder in his next fight versus Fury. You know what I mean? It's not that you made a play. You probably made a significant play that this is all shoulder content for the big fight. Like, they didn't have AJ do this for nothing. Like, it is clout chasing because he got a year before he could fight him, but they also doing it because they intend to show his fight on Sky. It's up to BT to say, yo, we about to match that so y'all don't go. But pretty much the fight is on Sky until BT tips it back over.
Absolutely agree, man. Absolutely agree. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was going to say the offer has to be a big number for BT not to jump on it immediately and have to have meetings and have people mull it over and have people come in and think about it and not just make a quick decision. I think it's a huge fight. I think it does good numbers in the UK. You know what I'm saying? I know it's going to be on pretty late over there, but those fans showed that if the fight's worth it, if it's good enough, they'll stay up for it.
For sure. So, yeah, man, for me, clout chasing, whatever, you know, he's cool, you know, keep the names hot, whatever, you know, fool your fans. Like, it's just, for me, it's hard to swallow, bro. Like, you couldn't take Ruiz punch. There's no way you taking Wilder. Like, that's why I said that for me, the fight, the fizz is gone, man. He got to get back on his terror shit. And he don't sound like it, man. You know, we all know how he sound, man. He don't sound like he ready. You know, he sound like...
Nah, boxed 12 rounds and ran. Don't respect that.
Very contradictive, you know what I'm saying? Very contradictive.
Did he impress you in that Klitschko fight, Fury? In his evasive skills, at least?
Nah, boxed 12 rounds and ran. Don't respect that.
So why is it impressive when he does it then? Because he boxed 12 rounds and ran, you know what I mean? Like, why is it impressive? It's just like, you know, the glass slipper, man. My man is Cinderella. That's what it is, bro. Everybody love him.
I think it was just more of the storyline about it, how he got defeated. You know what I'm saying? How he was able to bounce back and, you know what I'm saying, outbox or get the victory over Ruiz. I think it's more of the storyline than the actual, you know what I'm saying, fight. You know what I'm saying?
said, like, if I'm the king of Dubai in the olden days, and different empire comes to take my territory, you don't come and steal my treasure. That's what Fury done. I think he stole.
So basically, he's saying he stole the belts back. So he learned from Fury, and that's why he wanted to get in the gym. Now I'm piecing all this shit together. Now I'm starting to piece it together. Like, you learned from Fury. Angel Hernandez probably had you watching the Fury-Vlad fight. Vlad probably told you watch the fucking fight because you went to everybody for help. Just saying, man. We got to be honest, man.
Sherlock Holmes over there, man. You a good goddamn PI. You know what I'm saying? You putting it together over there, boy.
I mean, look, nothing else makes sense. What is going on? You know? He's loyal to Sky, I tell you that, because you know he didn't like to sit there and give his thoughts on the fight that he had nothing to do with. And that's what I'm saying.
He on the contract.
That's the ultimate clout chase, is what I'm telling you. Like, we know he don't like Wilder.
But he on the contract. He got media obligation with Sky.
I know.
The fuck you gonna say no?
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know he with Sky. He got to do it.
You got to watch that video, man. The way he was just talking, it just was like, okay, AJ's out here really. It just seemed like he was studying Wilder. You know what I'm saying?
All them smarts you think he picked up gonna get knocked out.
I'm not even saying smart. I'm saying it seemed like he's really taking the time to sit down and watch Deontay Wilder's fight.
He better. He overlooked one dude already. You can't overlook Wilder. He overlooked little Ruiz. See what happened. Little Michelin dog put brand new tires on his ass, man. Come on, bruh.
Big ups to Andy, man. Big ups to
Hell
Andy.
yeah, big ups to that movie Up, man. That shit was one of my daughter loved that Up movie. Little Andy in there with all the little balloons and shit.
This guy right here, man. Let's go ahead and move on to topic number.
Is that? I don't know why people like you say like the fight ain't lose no luster. Like, you crazy as hell. You let Humpty Dumpty beat you.
Yeah, man.
You Zeus. You was Zeus.
We seen Marquez knock out Pacquiao cold and still did big numbers.
With who? With Floyd?
Yeah.
Bruh, and that's what I'm saying. And yo, history repeat. Mike, I was here all them years. Them 7
Pacquiao?
Them 7 years I was always saying Floyd gonna be. Yo, they call me everything just like now. Cause you know Pacquiao was looking more. Floyd was getting there looking clean and nice, but Pacquiao was blowing dudes out the water. You know, he was making dudes quit, sleeping dudes, everything. So it's like, nah, Chicken Mayweather, bruh. 7 years I endured.
Now, don't get me wrong, because I wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, wasn't in deal with it. Did Pacquiao hurt somebody in the ring, and that's why he lost his aggression or something like that? I think I read like a story
I think it was the Margarito eye, man. That's what did it.
Okay.
Because if you go back and watch early pictures of Margarito, homie, that dude looked like Sloth from the Goonies. His eyes didn't match up. They was on like, you can't get a level and level that out. It was gonna be for sure some slanted shit, some graffiti on the wall. You feel me? Like, you can't put a shelf on them eyes. It wasn't gonna happen. But now you could. Like, he got a few surgeries and everything. I'm just keeping it real. Look, I'm saying what people are afraid to say, but they think every day. They remember them pictures, bro. Like, we all remember that shit. But not a lot of people mad, though, because, you know, poor little Cotto, he had his iPad once upon a time on HBO. Like, look. You can see that's plaster right there.
I remember that shit.
Cotto was tight.
I went back and watched that face off with Margarito. He was talking grimy to that nigga in that second face off. He was pissed off.
Yeah, he was hot. Somebody made him believe that, you know, that Margarito had raps. Because that's the thing. Sometimes that's all you need. He got his ass beat so bad in that first one that's probably all his peoples needed to tell him, like, bro, he cheated. And it's like, oh, I knew it. I knew I was better than him.
But you gotta admit though, Ness, I ain't never seen Cotto nigga look like that fucking bloody.
Nah.
I went back and watched that fight because all the controversy around it. My man's like every punch, it was leak. You know what I'm saying? God damn.
No, it was crazy.
What kind of power he got over there, nigga? He hitting like Wilder.
Mm-hmm. It was crazy, especially after that. You know, that's why Cotto wasn't the greatest Puerto Rican champion in the sense, like in comparison to other Puerto Rican champions, and I mean personality. Because I think he got a damn good resume. You know what I'm saying? But after that fight with Margarito, he really impressed me, man. He came back from that. Like, he won the rematch, and then, dude, he was able to put Gil away pretty fast. That was a 2-time IBF champion and a common opponent with Gennady. And, you know, he did that pretty quick.
And Gil moved up to 168 and fought Eubank. He was IBF champion at 168. Daniel Gil, right?
No, he moved up to 68. Okay.
Daniel Gil?
Yeah.
The dude from
Australia, right?
Yeah.
I never knew he moved up. Damn, so he was a 3-time champ? I got to Google this shit.
IBO.
Oh, IBO. And you see what I'm saying? Who am I to say he ain't no 3-time, bruh? Shout out to the IBO, man. I was supposed to go have dinner with the IBO today, and I ain't had the time. We're going to try and do that tomorrow, man.
Shout out, definitely, man. I know. Ain't in town?
Oh, nah. I'm going to hang out with my mans in there, man. You know, my plug in the IBO.
Okay.
I'm saying, you know what I'm talking about. But what else we got, man? Oh, Adam Kownacki, man. Adam Kownacki, yo. That's some good stuff, man. My boy Adam. You know, I wish all of a sudden Adam could just like get crazy skills from one day to the next, right? Like, I don't want him to be this rock'em sock'em dude.
You are what you are.
I know, man, but he's so young. I'm gonna Google him, bro. He's so young. He got a kid. He's got a wife. You know what I mean? Those, you know, and look, Areola lasting a long time, man, but I don't want him to be that way. He don't gotta be that way. I mean, I don't know if he don't gotta be that way. It's not like I've ever seen him on his toes, man. So that's the problem.
Yeah, I never really seen Kownacki come out there to box you. He come out there for destruction and stoppages, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of punches. I like the March 7th date, you know what I'm saying, Brooklyn, take him back to the Barclays Center, you know what I'm saying, let him headline, a lot of Polish people there. So
who he gonna fight, though?
That's what I'm gonna ask you.
Charles Martin.
Rematch?
Oh, damn, they did it already? They did do it already.
Good ass fight, too, though.
Nah, you don't need to go into that because, again, I told you his manager, you know, let me see where he's at on the rankings.
He already beat Joe Washington. He already beat Charles Martin. Already beat.
Damn, they took him off the rankings, bro. I'm telling you. Oh, no, he number 3. He number 3 in the IBF, and number 2's vacant, so he really number 2. Pulev is number 1, so he really the mandatory. Let's just be real. Once Pulev get his shot, Adam is the mandatory, so let's just be real. He's the mandatory in the IBF after Pulev. Then he's number 3 in the WBO. Damn. So you see, he was smart not to take that fight. Now he got to see footage, see weaknesses after the Ruiz fight. He eventually get that AJ fight, man, that he didn't take at first. And yeah, there's no rematch, Mike. When it's a mandatory shot, you get a mandatory split, and you don't got to give the champion a rematch.
They saying you muted on Skype. Yeah, man, I think it's a good look. I think who's in the top 15 in the IBF?
Ottawa Wallin is your number 15. Zhao Zhang, your number 14. Tom Schwartz. Yo, it's crazy how these names is like not popular, but like they names now. You know what I'm saying? Dubois, number 12. Damn, yo, Spider-Man ain't fought in a minute. Oh, you don't remember? Yo, he heard the show, Mike, and made shirts too. They don't give us no fucking respect or money. You was the first dude to call him Spider-Man, Joseph Parker. He got shirts now, you know that, right?
He really?
Oh, you think I'm making shit up to make people laugh out there? Nigga, I'm dead ass serious. He took the whole Spider-Man shirt and it just say Parker now.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. And I think the back say Spider Bite.
Look at him. You know, he number 12.
But we just a little YouTube channel, as Eddie used to say. I know his mind changed now.
Yeah, they listen.
You know what I mean? They be still
in
all our shit.
We don't need your ass.
We got Feigenbutz.
Yeah, you still come
all we need now is Al. We're going to have to get Tom GG. See, I ain't never really cared about, like, Tom TGB because, like...
Come on, man. I ain't going to say that shit on air, man.
I mean, I don't mean it like that, Mike. I'm just saying, like, they ain't have no fighters. Like, you know what I'm saying? They had Daniel Roman.
Though. They on everybody card. Like,
but you heard, you heard what Lou said. Why he had to leave.
Did he really say though?
What? He said, I ain't no sham promoter. I can never be a sham promoter. So what is he insinuating? I ain't saying, I'm only saying what they said on my program. You know what I'm saying? Again, I just put the words out there, let y'all think. It's thought-provoking content. That's all. Like, he called it, he said, I can't be a sham promoter. So like you said, you see TGB. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying, what is he insinuating?
But when in my counter to that, like, I know I ain't said it on the air, but like Luke, when it was good, it was good. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have a problem with.
He obviously had a problem.
Alabama, being in Barclays or whatever you was doing, like you was still promoting events.
Nah, Mike, he obviously had a problem with. He'd have been promoting events. You right? You understand? Something happened and he made that clear. You know what I'm saying? They didn't see eye to eye on something. And they ain't working together. But look, that's neither here nor there. Back to Adam.
At the end of the day, man, it's business.
What you mean you know what it was? What you know? What you know?
I mean, I said we all got an indication what it was. It's business, so if it's business, it's going to come down to what the end? Money. You feel like that smaller percentage that he probably was about to get wasn't going to be good enough for him no more.
I don't know, man. I just don't like that. Because, like, now all his fights on fucking whatever that shit is, bro, you know? Fight Pass. But anyway, back to Adam. Meantime fight, New York City. Would they do Gerald Washington? He's number 8 in the IBF. Damn, everybody coming.
Gerald Washington, no, man. They already fought, bro. He knocked him out at Barclays.
Damn.
Knock that nigga out, bro. Like,
yo, Philip, oh shit, it's a wrap. By like 21, Philip is in somebody's ring. He's number 9. Damn.
Yeah, moved. Man, Philip gonna be
where he at on the WBC? Oh, he number 10 in the WBC.
He definitely should be in a eliminator bout.
It's actually Philippe. Yeah, because it's lip.
Yeah, it's Philip.
Yeah. Philippe.
Hergovich. He kind of looked like a bigger version of Arthur Beterbiev. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying though, like, he gonna get slapped. Maybe Chisora could sleep on anybody with a right hand with that chin up the way he is, man. Yo, when you let my man, school teacher Eric Molina touch you, that's like letting me touch you like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my nigga Eric Molina was cocking back. You saw that bitch coming from fucking yesterday.
Bro, Eric Molina gave me hope. You hear me? I was in the gym going hard because it's like, yo, he said on the show the other day, he never stopped working out. Like, and he also never quit his job. So he was always a teacher, bruh. Like, and he got that far? Man, my man had like 3 world title shots. And he landed heavy.
Yeah, he did. In order for Adam to keep his his status, do we have to fight somebody in the top 15?
I'm assuming that sounds like what makes sense. Ooh, we got a little update. Now I know when I get a super chat. That's what's up. That's what's up, DBX. What's up? Shout out, DBX. Get a little notification. Yeah, man. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Abigail, hey, do you fight? I mean, he's not known, man. He ain't bringing him to the Barclays. I was going to say Caballel, but he's not known. He ain't bringing him to the Barclays, but he's number 4 in the IBF.
Yeah, he supposed to be fighting sometime soon, I believe. He got a fight day coming up. I was looking at the fights today on ESPN.com and I seen his name.
Bruh, they gonna find somebody. We need to call back my man that we called. Remember he said he had some news that he couldn't tell us? Because there's nobody here, Mike.
News he couldn't tell us.
There's nobody on the... Look, I'm looking at all 4. I'm about to screen share. I'm looking at all 4. There's no one available for Adam on these rankings. Where my fucking cursor at? Shit, gone.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to keep that ranking. So it's gonna be interesting to
Well,
to
I
see
mean,
who
if
they
you
come
got
up
to
with.
get them, if we're gonna start there, if we're gonna go there first, top 15 in the IBF, it still ain't nothing there, man. Odawa Wale, it's a possibility. You know, that's a Salida fighter. He was scheduled to fight somewhere in Sweden though, but I'm assuming he could pull out that was tune-up style. Zhao Zhang, I doubt they do that. They know each other from sparring. And bruh, hey Stainless, that's one of y'all. Somebody over there muting me. I already unmuted that twice, and that never happens. That's, you know, that whole little mute game y'all been having going on in the last couple of days. Now I guess they can mute me, because that's definitely not me, my man. But I've unmuted it again. Let's see what happens one more time. Back to the show, though. Rivas ain't gonna take it either. I don't know. They're gonna find. I'm telling you, they're gonna find my man who fought Jermaine Franklin, and we had him on the show. That's who he gonna fight. There is nothing available here. Michael Hunt is with DAZN. He already fought Washington. Cababel is with Matchroom. Joshua is the champ. Pulev is the mandatory. Fury's in the fight with Wilder. Hunter just got out the fight with Povetkin plus DAZN. Hargrovic DAZN. Povetkin DAZN. Joe Parker DAZN. Dubois, Top Rank, and Warren, and they ain't doing it. We had Frank on. Tom Schwartz. Maybe they get Tom Schwartz. It's a common opponent with Tyson Fury. Maybe they could pull Schwartz and Valine. Junior Fa he's a Lou DiBella fighter, so that probably isn't happening, even though Lou said he's willing to do business. You know, he's got to do the best for his fighter. But I don't know if Junior Fa would take that. Frank's Suarez or whatever his name is, the Cuban heavyweight, he just got with Reynoso, so I know
Frank Sanchez.
Yeah, I know they ain't changing. I know they ain't taking that fight. They ain't taking that fight. That's too soon. They just got with Reynoso. Kujimoto just got knocked out, so he's out. Oquendo never takes the fight, so he's out. Chisora's lined up with Usyk, so they both out. I have no clue. I'm telling you, I can't. What is it, Henry Cooper? What's my man's name that we had on the show the other day? He fought Jermaine Franklin, heavyweight.
Oh, Rydell Booker.
Rydell Booker. Remember he told us he had something big coming, bro. I'm telling you.
This could, oh, yeah.
Because who else? They ain't nobody.
And the risk, you know what I'm saying, is just too much for to think about Joseph Parker or Philip Hargrovic when you're already
Dog, them dudes is with DAZN anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
All them dudes with Cababel, Matchroom, or DAZN, Joshua DAZN, Fury Top Rank, Hunter DAZN, Washington he already faced, Hargrovic DAZN, Povetkin DAZN, Parker DAZN, Dubois with Warren, and that's why I said Valine or Schwartz. Because you gonna do what Eddie do, recycle them, bring them back. You know, they in the fight fans' mind, use them again. Joe Joyce ain't taking it. Rivas got a number 4 spot. He ain't fighting. What he gonna fight you for? He on number 4 in the BC. You know what I'm saying? He could end up getting a rematch with Dillian if he lucky. You know, I'm telling you, there's nobody for this dude to fight. They gonna definitely pull something out the hat. Maybe they get finally Trevor Bryan ass on TV. Never got to see him ever fight.
I think our first guest is on the line. Let me tell him to press 1. Mr. Leanardi.
What's that? You text me the area code?
No. Let me find out what the area code is. Hope he hears talking. Well, yeah, man, looking at the rankings, I don't know, man. And it's kind of odd, you know what I'm saying, to announce a main event.
All right, I see him there.
Yeah, all right, I bet.
Mike Leanardi, how are you? Good evening. First and foremost, thank you for coming on the program, talking a little boxing with us Always good to have a manager such as yourself on the show to get the ins and outs, and obviously give you the congratulations on the fantastic performance with Badou Jack, even though he didn't get the win in a fight where many felt he deserved the win. But how are you, and Happy New Year?
I'm doing fairly well. I tend to carry losses with me for at least a few days, and if you ask my girlfriend, it probably put a damper on our New Year's Eve plans, but that's okay. At least it's okay for me. But no, everything's going good. How's everything with you guys?
Perfect. So if you could just tell us what got you into boxing, and how did you become a boxing manager?
So I boxed a bit as an amateur, nothing, of any kind of significant level. Truth be told, I was getting injured all the time. I had a couple of big shoulder injuries. I got a bad disc in my neck, and those things, like I wanted to box pro, or at least I thought I wanted to box pro, didn't really, happen for me. And then I kind of did everything backwards, to be honest. I started in 2008. I started promoting pro shows, like club shows, in Illinois and Indiana, and that wasn't the right fit for me. I had kind of mixed results as far as, when you're trying to learn how to promote, it can be very expensive. My first show, I lost a ton of money, but I learned a lot about the game, in the business. So, just kind of evolved from there, and you meet different people, and you got friends that become, prominent fighters and stuff like that. Living in Vegas was a big help. I started my management company a few years back with my business partner, who's a contract lawyer. His name's Rick Torres. So that's a big help also. So, I kind of head up the boxing and talent side of it, and he does the contract side of it, and then we kind of meet in the middle on the business itself.
How you doing? My name is Michael Gross. How's it going, Mr. Leanardi?
Doing well, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Now, Badou Jack done had some tough breaks, man, from DeGale to Stevenson to Pascal. Like, what is his mindset like coming after another what seems like bad decision?
No, I don't want to, speak for him, but obviously it's a tough pill to swallow. This is one, it's one of those things where, we're always looking at him, his fights very critically and trying to figure out kind of where we might have gone wrong, or how the fight could have been scored against us, and those sort of things. This one's frustrating because, and honestly, I don't want to, I don't know. He's gotten this reputation as a slow starter, which I think is partially deserved, partially not deserved. If you go back and look at the George Groves fight, dropped George Groves in the first round. I thought Badou won the first round against Pascal. None of the judges had it going for us. So I'm starting to wonder if people like, they look at the DeGale fight, they look at the Adonis fight and say, and even if the judges consciously or subconsciously are saying, well, he always loses the first few rounds. Because Pascal is a bit of a slow starter as well. So I thought that, early rounds were very competitive. The three judges all had us down 5-0, and I don't know. I'm not sure I can agree with that, but, that's their job, and you control what you can control. So we continue to work on things in the gym and tinker with things, and, we do our best to make sure it doesn't happen again.
So, can you just give us, I guess, your story on how you were able to land Badou Jack as a client?
So Badou is, I don't want to misrepresent it. Badou is self-managed. I help Badou with a lot of his stuff in and out of the ring. I consider myself a an advisor to him and help organize his training camp, sparring, and things of that nature. But Badu and I became friends. We just started as friends more than anything when he first moved to Vegas. This is about 2011, I want to say. And he was living across the street from a gym that I used to go and work out at. That's the Fight Capital gym. My old amateur boxing coach, Skipper Kelp, owns the gym. And he was living across the street, and he'd go in there and hang out. And we just, we became friends and, started, I started working with him, I would say, when he first went to Floyd, I helped him. I was in the corner, but I helped him a bit behind the scenes with the Alexander Brand fight too. So I'd say Badu was about 9 or 10-0, and I started helping him with that. We've been we've been through a lot together, man. It's in a lot of different ways. But he's one of my closest friends in the whole world. I consider him, like family. When his mom comes to town, she wants to see me. When my mom comes to town, she wants to see him, and that sort of thing. So we have a long running friendship, and we're very close.
So I was gonna ask you, when I seen Badu Jack against Nathan Cleverly, he came out and got Nathan up out of there. How do we get that Badu Jack from the jump in every fight? You know what I'm saying? Have you guys had talks about maybe coming out like the way he did against Nathan Cleverly?
Well, absolutely. I mean, and that's one of the things, we talked about before the Cleverly fight. And that's another good example of why this slow starter kind of thought process is maybe a little bit unfair or undeserved. I mean, Cleverly was a 5-round fight, and Badu started extremely fast. Part of that is, you have to look at it this way too. Though part of that is Cleverly's a right-handed fighter. We fought a number of southpaws in a row, which is inherently more difficult. Not more difficult, but it's a different fight, right? When you're fighting DeGale or Adonis, it's much different than fighting Nathan Cleverly. And nothing against Nathan Cleverly, he's still won world titles in 2 divisions. He's still an excellent fighter, but it's just different. Like I said, I thought we won the first round against Pascal. But Pascal's another right-handed fighter, first righty we fought in a while. So it's just a little bit, it's a little bit different. And Jean flurried a lot at the end of his rounds, especially early, and evidently he was getting credit for those rounds. It's definitely something. It's always a work in progress, right? Nobody, even Floyd in his peak is not resting on his laurels and saying, "Oh, well, I'm doing everything I can do." Everybody's trying to get better, and and I'll say this too. If you look at the guys we fought, it's like I call it a murderer's row of, super middleweights and light heavyweights. I mean, we fought the best guys available pretty much every time out. And, when you're at the highest levels of the sport, sometimes there's very, very little to separate yourself from. You know what I mean? These are all world-class guys. These guys are all world champions, so it's not easy to dominate these guys. You got to have a plan. You got to work your plan and implement it. And part of Badu's skill set is he's a fantastic endurance athlete. And when other guys start fading, Badu just doesn't. He has a gear. He can stay in high gear for 12 rounds where other guys might, be running low on gas, but he can just keep going. And then you start to see the tide turn, where maybe the fights are close halfway through and then we start, taking over in the latter half, or at least that's how the way we look at it. Everybody's different. And unfortunately, we got a draw and 2 losses in our last 3 fights. But I think if nothing else, Badu showed he's still one of the very best in the whole world. And, he's a tough fight for anybody, obviously. You can beat anybody on any Saturday night.
So I had a conversation with Cameron Duncan, who was a former manager, now turned promoter, and he told me that fighters can leave managers, but they can't leave a promoter. What do you think about that? And how do you, I guess, keep these relationships in a way where they don't want to leave you?
Well, I mean, it's I don't know the nature of the context of Cameron's quote, but I mean, generally speaking, managers have contracts with fighters, similar to promoters have contracts with fighters. That being said, generally speaking, promoters have built-in legal teams or counsel on retainer, and they're more ready to sue people, defend lawsuits, things of that nature. They got deep pockets, and they've been through it 100 plus times, whatever. But the way I kind of look at it, man, is, if I have a lot of faith in myself. I think I'm very good at what I do, and if I'm doing my job correctly, the guy shouldn't want to leave. Has it always worked out? No. But I'm also not the type of guy, if there's friction in a relationship or what have you, or really, to me, one of my biggest pet peeves is, you sign a guy and then he wants to second guess everything you're doing, and it's like, okay, why did you sign with me if you don't think I'm any good at this? You know what I mean? Let me do my thing. I don't, and you do your thing. I'll do everything I can to put you in the best, position possible. But like I say, there's a lot of trust in it, and there's a lot of reputation goes into it. Personally, I to a certain degree, I've gotten to a point, people reach out to me more than I reach out to people, and I've built a bit of a reputation for myself. I think, I'm a low-key guy. I'm not out doing a lot of interviews, and I'm not, I post on social media like once a month. You know what I mean? But I'm in the gym, man, and I'm grinding, and I'm watching fights, and it's I put in the work, and I got the contact. So I like to think the results will speak for themselves, if somebody wants to work with me.
So tell me, what's next for Jose Pedraza? Do you anticipate him going possibly back down to 135?
So actually, I was with Jose up until recently. We parted ways middle of last year. So I was with him from his first fight with Top Rank, which was March of last year, and then we were together for just over a year. We decided to go our separate ways. But Jose is an excellent talent. I think he's probably better served at 135. I wouldn't, if I was still working with him, I would not have been on board with the fight against Jones Cepeda at 140. I didn't think the weight or the opponent made a lot of sense, but that was something him and his dad decided to do, and I can't speak for what's coming next for him, but I think he's shown that 135 is probably his best weight class. I mean, he gave Loma one of his toughest fights, and he beat Ray Beltran, beat Antonio Moran. He looked great against Antonio Lozado Torres, and I think he showed he's an elite guy at 135. Losing to Lomachenko in the decision, there's no shame in that.
Why do you think that five judges would be good for the sport of boxing?
I'm glad you read that. I think five judges would be good just because you're able to throw out the two extremes. There's fights sometimes where you're like, it's like one judge is like, what the heck were they looking at? And when there's only three judges, all three judges have the same input. Where if you had five judges, they're all kind of equal caliber, say five world-class judges. If somebody has a bad night, or maybe the angle, I don't know if general fans even realize this, but the three judges are spread out on three different sides of the ring. And when you're sitting that close to the ring, it might be counterintuitive, but you're going to miss stuff sometimes. The referee might be standing right in front of you, or fighter's got his back to you. Biggest punch of the fight might land, you might miss it, just because of the nature of your viewpoint. So I think with five judges, it's you just kind of have a chance to get a little bit bigger sample size. Obviously, in my thought process, you would have five, and throw out the two extremes and go with the score of the three fighters. Kind of similar to like they do in some Olympic sports where figure skating or gymnastics and stuff, they throw out extreme scores, or at least they used to. I don't follow those sports, but that's my thought process there. It's just kind of, because you see fights, man, where the three judges think it's one way, or two of the three judges think it's one way, and 90% of the people watching it thought it was a different way. So I think you just have a little bit more margin for error, with bad decisions.
Do you think open scoring should be something that they look at too? Because if you're a fan or a judge and you have to let the people see your scorecard after every round, I think that puts a little bit more pressure on you to be a little bit more forthcoming with your real actual score.
You know what? It's that's a double-edged sword, and I don't want to cop out. I don't have a real strong opinion on open scoring. I tend to favor the system we have, or closed scoring, I guess you can call it. And the reason I say that is because if boxing's a unique sport with a 10-point system, with a 10-point must system, where if a fighter knows he's up 9 rounds to nothing in a 12-round fight, he can just survive for 3 rounds. He knows it's mathematically impossible to lose on points unless he gets knocked down several times or gets knocked out. So that changes the whole nature of the fight, and that's the kind of the scary part of open scoring. And maybe the answer is something like open scoring in the early rounds, or
a quick rebuttal to that.
Please.
When the Patriots are up 35 points, is Tom Brady still playing?
Sometimes. I mean, with the Patriots usually, yeah. But sometimes I'm not a huge football guy, but sometimes they'll take the star quarterback out of the game. You know what I mean? Or I'm more of a basketball fan. You'd see where Greg Popovich would have an out-of-conference game, and he'd rest his whole starting lineup. You know what I mean? So
that's what I'm saying.
Sports are different.
That you've done enough already. I mean, it is what it is. It's up to your opponent to push the pressure and make the fight. He's down. Just like in other sports, when you're down, it's up to you to make the momentum switch to your favor.
Absolutely, and I understand that logic. I don't disagree with it. Like I say, I don't want to cop out, but I could kind of go either way with open scoring, I guess. And like I say, maybe it's something like, I know the WBC, when they've tried it, it's been after the 4th and 8th round or something like that. But, if, certainly if you give a score before the 12th round, I could see where it'd be problematic. But, and I understand the analogy. It's, I'll say this, boxing is such a fractured sport. It's in one way that's a beautiful thing, because there's professional boxing all over the world, almost not quite every country, but it's a global sport. But that being said, it also makes it very difficult to make any changes to it because it's so fractured. There's definitely things that could be improved about boxing. I don't know why there's if a fight's on TV, there should be instant replay. I mean, you shouldn't have to worry if did the referee see the punch that caused the cut or saw the headbutt or whatever. That stuff should be automatic. To me, that's kind of silly. If the fight's televised and you have the video right there, just take a look at it. It's not, you don't have to call a timeout and have the referee go in a booth, to watch it like like they're doing in the NFL. But have a replay judge or something and have somebody take a look at it. Just to me, it's more about a matter of getting it right. I don't mean to kind of digress, but there's definitely things that could always be tweaked about boxing and ways to improve it, I think.
Mike, Nestor Gibbs here. So I just wanted to ask, do all your fighters have promotional contracts, or do you have some free agents? Because I see you have a couple of fighters listed outside of the big name Badu Jack. Obviously, my boy Octavius Cash, man. I checked on BoxRec, but he only had one fight this year. But I watched that fight with him and Mark Anthony Hernandez, the Madman, right? And then you got Sonny Fredrickson, and Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. Do they have contracts with promoters, or do you like to keep them free?
No, look, it's everybody's situation is a little bit different. If you can get him in a good situation with a promoter, for instance, Sonny is with Lou DiBella. Sonny was with Rock Nation for a number of years. He turned pro. He turned pro as a free agent, but he had, I don't know, about 15 fights with Rock Nation, and he fought a couple of Andre Ward's undercards and things of that nature. So Sonny's with Lou DiBella now. But you see, he's had a couple bumps in the road. Cash, basically his kind of inactivity, a lot of it was he was on the Contender, right? So before and after the filming of the Contender, there's not a lot of movement. You can't do a whole lot because you're either filming the show or you're waiting for the show to air and stuff like that. But Cash is available. He's meant to fight in February or March. She saw him today at the gym. We're kind of sorting through that right now. It's hoping to have him back in the ring. Shane, I'm expecting a big year from Shane Jr. We have big news coming soon. Can't, spill the beans to all the, I's are dotted and T's are crossed, and it's been announced. But looking forward to big things from Shane this year. And then
network deal.
Another fighter has it to major promoter, and be a situation where Shane will get very big opportunities. I mean, his fights will be televised. If everything goes according to plan, everybody will be able to see him, and he'll get a real shot. Shane was also on the Contender. I wasn't working with him at the time. I just signed Shane since his last fight, but Shane's come a long way, man. I've known Shane for a number of years, and always liked him a lot personally. We're always very friendly with each other, and he's developed a lot. He moved to Vegas end of 2018. So he's been out here, I don't know, about 14 months now, really putting in the work, man. And he's come a long way, and I think people are going to be surprised at how much Shane has really come along, and he's got a great work ethic, man. He's no ego with him. It's not, hey, I got 18 fights, I know what I'm doing. My dad was a legend. I mean, he's working with Justin Gamber now. Justin's Caleb Plant's head trainer, and Shane's really stripped it down kind of to the studs, and he's willing to work on the nitty gritty of technique and drills, and it's really quite impressive for a guy, like I said, with 18 pro fights, whose father was a legend, to be willing to break it all the way down and kind of start from scratch. And I think you're going to see very good things from Shane coming this year.
What division would Shane be competing in? I know he competed at 160 in the Contender, but I just thought that was like based off short notice, making the weight for those fights.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, and Cash was the same thing. Cash is really a 154 pounder. Shane has not made 154, but he's dedicated to fighting this year at 154. First fight, which we're anticipating in the first
PBC
quarter of this year. Right? Say again?
PBC, right? I mean, that's the spot where the 154 are at. Those are where the titles are at.
Well, it's titles come and go, and they move around. But I think we found it. I think once we announce the deal, it'll make sense, and it's a good fit for Shane. And but yeah, 154. This first fight.
Oh, Golden Boy.
Out
okay.
might be
gotcha.
might first fight out might be a catch weight or something like that. 156, something like that. But we're looking at 3-4 fights this year, 10 rounders, regional titles, get him in the rankings and things of that nature, and make a push towards a world title. Get him a shot at a world title.
So, any difficulties
and
getting?
I'd be remiss. I'm sorry, I was going to say I'd be remiss if I didn't point out I have Jericho O'Quinn, who's number 10 in the WBO at super flyweight. He's the opening fight at Showbox in a couple of weeks on January 17th. So check him out, Jericho O'Quinn. He was number 1 amateur in the country, Team USA guy and all that. And now he's an undefeated prospect making his Showbox debut.
Gotcha.
Is it difficult as a manager that doesn't have a Canelo to get your fighters on television, and do you try to package them together like, hey, I got Shane, can we get Cash on too? How does it work?
I mean, there are scenarios like that where it works, but it's easier if you do have a Canelo. If you have a Canelo, they're going to let you, I would imagine, do a lot of whatever you want, give you undercard slots and stuff like that. I mean, really, a lot of what I do is based on relationships. I like to think I have very good relationships all over the sport. As you can see, I have fighters with, different promoters, different networks. I mean, I did fights, 2019 with everybody, PBC, Matchroom, Top Rank, DeBella, Salida, I mean, virtually everybody. So, I like to maintain, I try to maintain those relationships as best I can. Some people don't like you're with us, you should bring your fighters here, stuff like that. There's always some, certain guys, and that's why certain managers, they tend to work with certain promoters, and I get that. But if you can kind of stay neutral and be cool with everybody, you got to figure out where your guy fits best. And, like you guys alluded to, certain weight classes are going to be better with certain promoters because of where belts are and things of that nature. So, it's all a work in progress, but, there's not a lot of maybe there is mystery to it, but at the end of the day, it's a lot of just personal relationships, maintaining those relationships, and being a stand-up guy, not trying to screw people over and do side deals and stuff behind the under the table, and there's a lot of that in boxing. So when if you're one of those guys that plays the game pretty much straightforward and transparent, people tend to appreciate that, I feel like.
You stated that you don't really ever see boxing becoming like the mainstream sport in America. Like, why is that? Because I'm of the mindset that if promoters are willing to, I guess, swallow their egos or whatever and work together, then boxing could be more like a UFC kind of brand where the best fights the best on a regular basis, and it's not spread out over 1 or 2 years.
Well, there's a number of reasons I say that. Part of that is the fractured nature of boxing. It's see, with UFC, UFC is very much the top level of MMA, right? It's the Major League Baseball of MMA. It's the NFL of MMA. So fighters from all over the world, their goal is to go to UFC. With boxing, it's very different because every country that has boxing has their own promoters, and their promoters might have their own TV networks and things of that nature. A guy from England, might want to go to Matchroom or Hennessy or to an English promoter. That might be his goal. A guy from the States or Mexico or Canada. It's all very different. If you're a guy in Montreal, Von Mchel's a fantastic promoter in Montreal, and they got guys up there that pack the Bell Center. You know what I mean? Montreal is a great boxing town. So it's just the nature of it's very fractured, but also I think the sport itself is not for everybody. And you've seen a decline, right? I think to a certain degree in NFL, and I think you've seen a decline in NFL partially because of the violence of it, and people are very much more cognizant now of the long-term effects and stuff like that. That being said, I think the NFL or football is harder on someone's body than boxing, personally. But it's not for it's not for everybody, and I think that's okay. I would love it to be the biggest sport in the world. Especially being involved in the sport professionally, that'd be a fantastic thing. And it's my favorite sport. I think it's the most dramatic sport. I think it's the most purest form of sport there is. When you go back to it's a sport that's more or less been around for thousands of years. There's nothing more kind of inherent in especially two men than fighting, right? This is something that's kind of been around since the beginning of time. So it's I love boxing, but like I said, just the difficulty making fights, the access to it, I think it makes it hard for fans, to be honest. Boxing hasn't done itself a lot of favors in terms of getting it out there. I feel like the powers that be are seeing that more and more now. You're starting to see, Twitter clips. ESPN will load up a clip of a knockout and it's getting millions of views, and that's awesome. But, for a long time, boxing was behind, paywalls. It was on HBO, and then HBO's biggest fights would go to pay-per-view. So it's like, pay us to watch a fight, and it gets to a certain point, people just don't care anymore. That being said, now being on ESPN and Fox, and it's great for the sport, in the right direction. But there's also a lot more competition now than there used to be. I mean, boxing was a top sport in the United States. It's a top sport in England, but England is also kind of like soccer and boxing. In the States we have, football, basketball, baseball, to a lesser extent hockey, MMA is big here. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of competition for eyeballs, and and boxing's been a little bit slow to evolve, especially how it packages the product. But I'm hopeful for the future.
So, Mike, I wanted to ask, is there a fighter that you feel like, damn, he got away? You didn't get to sign him, something.
Is there a fight?
Yeah, like you didn't get to sign him, something you almost had. Is there one of those guys that has that happen yet?
There's definitely some guys I like a lot that I think have a lot of upside. I'd have to think on it for a second, to be honest. You know what? There's I haven't been in it long enough to say like, oh, this guy, I was, runner up to signing this guy or something. He became a world champion, because that hasn't happened to me. But I'll say this: I was really high on Luis Feliciano, who's with Golden Boy. Sorry, who's 14-0, and I was actually at Luis's fight, this most recent fight in December. He defended his NABF title, but really solid prospect. He was a really good amateur. I think very highly of Luis. Very, very, very solid person, nice guy, good boxing technique. I think he's got a bright future in front of him.
As a manager, do you look at like any promoter like being head and shoulders above the next, or is it more of like the kind of fighter you got dictates the promoter that you may lean to more?
No, I think it's more of the fit, and the fit can be in more ways than one. The fit could be weight class. The fit could be demographics. If you have a fighter from, Puerto Rico or something like that, that might lend itself to certain promoters more than others, or obviously if you have a fighter from England or that might lend itself to, the top English promoters. But no, I think it's a bit of a, it's a combination of all things. But, the sport, look at present day, there's really three major ones that have the, three major TV outlets, I should say, with four major promoters, where you kind of want to be with one of them, because they have the TV dates, right? They have the influx of cash from television, be if it's Fox, Showtime with PBC, or if it's, it's Dazn with Matchroom or Golden Boys, Top Rank with ESPN. You want to, if possible, you want your guy to be with one of them, because that's the easiest route to the big fights, because they have the money, and at the end of the day, sports, like I said, sport is becoming much more fractured. With HBO bowing out, HBO was the pinnacle of the sport in the United States, but they would also work with different promoters. Now the promoters all have, not all the promoters, but the big promoters have exclusive TV deals. Matchroom and Golden Boy are, their fights are on DAZN. Top Rank's fights are on ESPN. So it's, you want to make sure you're with a promoter that, has the ability to get your guy big fights and get on TV. And then also depending where they are in their career, like we talked about earlier, being in certain weight classes, following the belts and stuff like that is important. But, maybe if your guy's a pro debut, it's less important. If you say, I'm turning a welterweight pro, like, oh, well, you got to go to PBC. They got all the belts at welterweight except for Crawford. And it's like, well, maybe not, because, in 5 years when my guy's at a world title level, it might be different. So it depends where they're at with their career, and, different guys, just might fit better in different places. And, everybody has their strengths and their weaknesses to a certain extent. But the major promoters all, I think, do an excellent job.
You say 5 years, but the way they're doing it now, it's more like 2.
Well, it depends. Yeah, it depends. It depends too. If your guy is 18 years old, it's different than if he's an Olympian coming off of a medal or something like that. Then it's a very different situation. I mean, yeah, guys like Lomachenko, and so Loma fought for a world title in his second fight, or even more recently Shakur. And Shakur is a baby, but he had so many amateur fights. He had such great pedigree, that he was ready in a dozen fights or 13 fights or whatever it was. He's ready for a world title and he won it. So it all depends. But to your point, I think part of that honestly is weight classes are a little bit thinner than they used to be. The guys aren't the depth in weight classes isn't necessarily what it used to be, in the 90s or previously. So it's a little bit easier maybe to kind of get to that first title and, play the game, so to speak, maneuver towards the right title and those sort of things. But no, you're right. Sometimes it's 2 years.
Mike, man, well, we just want to thank you, obviously, for coming on the show and taking out the time to talk a little bit of boxing with us. We would love to make this a regular thing. Any news you want to drop, like that network news you were talking about with Shane Mosley coming up here, you could definitely come on back, do the rounds. If you have any social media you want to give out to the people that aren't following you, please do so they can.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and it's a pleasure. I appreciate you guys having me on. My social Twitter and Instagram are both at Mike Leanardi. The tricky part is spelling my last name. It's Leanardi. But I'm also the only one. I'm the only Mike Leanardi there is, to my knowledge. So, you can find me Instagram and Twitter.
Well, Mr. Leanardi.
But I'd be happy to come back and, I'll bring my guys on or, whatever if you guys want. And, I appreciate you guys.
Definitely. We'll definitely make it a regular thing. Mr. Leanardi, have a good night. Thank you. There you have it. The manager of so many young up-and-coming talents and fixed figure in Badu Jack, Mr. Leanardi. Want to thank him for coming on the show. Mike, what did you think?
I want to thank him for
I didn't know he worked with Pedraza. That was, I found that out, obviously, in preparation for this, but then you asked the question, so I didn't even go there.
I didn't know they broke up, man. That was he said one of his best things doing was helping Pedraza win their second world title. So that was a good look. You know what I'm saying? Just came up short against Lomachenko. We got some notes right quick that I want to get to. Eddie Hearn said he plans to make Callum Johnson versus Joshua Butasi this year. I think that's an excellent fight.
We got to schedule Johnson. He said, I forgot to get him.
Yeah. I seen him working out. I'm like, damn, I forgot about my man Callum, hard-hitting ass. Vincent Feigenbutz. Feigenbutz hires new trainer for Caleb Plant clash.
KO King, too. Call him, ain't that his name, KO King?
Who that?
Feigenbutz.
Oh, that's his name?
Yeah.
KO King. How many KOs he got?
28, 31 fights.
Oh, wow. Damn. That ain't bad.
It ain't.
So where he from?
Germany. Feigenbutz.
I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe it's fluffed up, you know what I'm saying?
The highlights look real, but it's like remember that Olympian we watched that he was gonna fight? He did fight, but before he fought him, we was watching him. He was gonna fight a Jagba. It looked like those type of fighters. Like he
solid. I mean, solid enough. You know what I'm saying? Good test.
I guess.
But his new trainer's name is Eduard. Oh my God, man! This is Eduard Mchel and Kosta Patoulidis, something like that, man. Great name. Amanda Nunes is invited to Claressa Shields' next fight, so hopefully she shows up. Surprise. Gamboa to avoid surgery, and he's going to rehab his shit for about 3 months. You know what I'm saying? So apparently his Achilles wasn't ruptured. Maybe he just strained or sprained or twisted ankle or just fucked up shoe. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But he don't need no
How
surgery.
you gonna avoid surgery though? Was that recommended by the doctor? Like, what the fuck? He just said, "Fuck it, I ain't got no insurance."
My nigga,
that's some shit out there.
My nigga did the interview with Raheem sitting down like his shit was just fucked up. Now he don't need no
people was hitting me up like, "Yo, you seen his interview? He got a hole in his ankle." I'm like, man, I ain't watching that shit.
Now he good though.
Did he really have a hole?
Bro, I ain't seen no hole, man. I just seen nigga have a fucking twisted ankle. You know what I'm saying? Get a little knot on that bitch.
Bro, what if it all boils down to it really was the sneakers like he was saying?
I would sue their ass.
Remember he was saying,
I would sue their ass, bro. You got me in the biggest fight of my career. So fuck the ass niggas on and they malfunction.
That's fine.
These cost me the victory. Y'all see how I was moving in there?
I don't think he could get it off, but I hear you, man. Nah, for real. Like, it's worth it. If you get the right lawyer, like, you get enough publicity. Might get a little autobiography off it and shit.
Yeah, this nigga sit down with Oprah or somebody, nigga. She was a high top curl and shit. And my man Curl was so damn dry that fight, man.
Why I seen a video on IG talking about what if Gamboa didn't hurt his Achilles, and oh, you seen it too? They had mad highlights of Gamboa hitting Tank. Bruh, his left hook was so slappy.
Doing this shit, man.
His left hook was so slappy. Shit, I'm like, why they even doing a highlight of this slappy ass left hook?
I don't understand why people do that shit, man.
Cause Gamboa had some success according to them.
Man, that's like goddamn me, nigga. Like the OJ shit, nigga. What if I did it? You know what I'm saying? That's so fuck. Bro, we know what happened, bro. We know what happened. We know there wasn't no other outcome. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Nah, I was gonna say you want to get the callers.
We got like 3 more. Michael Zafar wants the Jeff Horn trilogy.
Horn better take that. Where else Horn gonna go at 160 getting beat up by Safari? Well, he bugging. You better take that.
I think he's going down to 154. I think he trying to fight Tim to Zoo or some shit. AJ wants Wilder Unification in the UK. He said he feels like it should be in the UK.
He back to the A-side shit. We doing that again. What happened to the biggest burst in Syfy? It's hilarious. When it's Wilder, I gotta have the hometown judges making sure. You know what I'm saying? Yo, they terrible, bro. I swear. I don't understand how people could back the shit that come out this dude's mouth. They be finding every silver lining into it. Like, come on, man. We back to the UK. I can't believe that.
Rock Nation outbids Top Rank for the rights to Beterbiev-Meng.
Bro, this is the craziest thing, man. I was talking about this in the gym, bro. I had no clue China doesn't believe in religion.
I told you.
And don't let you practice it.
They don't even let you practice it over. So he can't even pray like before the fight.
I'm assuming that's the issue.
That's crazy.
Yo, did you mute yourself?
Yeah. I thought you were about to talk.
Yeah, man. I didn't know that either, man. This is gonna be interesting to see how it plays out. Poor Beterbiev if he really got to give up them belts, huh? Well, one belt, right?
You gotta admire a guy who's strong in his conviction like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, giving up that belt gonna dock your pay. You know it is. So shit, and then you giving up a big payday, 1.3, something like that. Like that shows a lot of character.
Yeah, because he getting like 75% of that, right? He the champ, man.
That shows a lot of character, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, I guess 1.3 ain't that much, right? Because he should have made more for the unification, no?
I don't know, bro.
Damn, bro. See, then people talk about PBC. How you gonna tell me he ain't make 1.3 for a unification?
I don't know if maybe he did. I'm not saying he didn't. Just got to look it up, but they weren't really a household name. I mean, even though it was a great fight, it was just, you know what I'm saying, two European dudes fighting in America. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford says Andy Ruiz will come back stronger, and he will bounce back. So big ups to Crawford, you know what I'm saying, trying to pick up Andy. Last but not least, Sullivan.
Oh, he
Barrera.
pick and choose, huh?
Sullivan Barrera is a free agent, and he wants to fight Marcus Browne.
Yo, poor Barrera, man. He be wanting to fight, and he get to fight everybody. He just can't really get over that hump, right? Like, he had a lot of fights already, bro. He fought a lot of people, man. Shabarovsky, Ward.
He beat Shabarovsky. That's the only one he really got over. Lost to Ward, you know what I'm saying? Lost to Jesse Hart.
Dang, he lost to Hart. That was right. Hart talking like he about to stop
Hart talking
Joe
crazy.
Smith. But he was talking about that about Barrera, too.
Absolutely.
He brought it to Barrera. But you ready?
Yeah, man, that's it.
Okay, that's it. Let's do it.
Don't forget, we ain't got no fights this weekend.
No picks.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
I wonder what AJ was thinking when he seen that sweat come off Luis Ortiz's head like that. In the replay, when Wilder hit that motherfucker, that shit just came off and like got the whole front row drenched. Crazy.
We going to Stainless Boomerang.
Motherfucker murder, mayhem, last words of the stainless. Told you I would kill you, squeeze after I aim it. If you're talking money, then you're speaking my language. Or shut the fuck up in grown folks' conversation.
Yeah, what up, Stainless?
What's good, Mike?
You the man.
Yes.
Champ, what it do?
Yo. Hey, first off, great interview, man. Y'all guys, man, even when you two try to shut y'all down, man, y'all still keep coming back hard with more shows, more interviews. Thank you for that, first off. If you listen to this show, push the thumbs up so that people that don't usually come to this channel can find it, because that will put it at the top, you know what I'm saying, of the feed. So, you know what I'm saying, let's look out for ourselves right there. As far as the topic, though, that's just AJ blowing smoke, man. He don't know what to do with himself. I guess he's trying to play mind games with Wilder right now, but that shit ain't working. Speaking of something that's not working, $50 a month for the zone, that shit ain't working, man. I'm already about to switch to 100 anyway. You know, they already got me for January, so in February, I'm going to switch to the year round anyway. But that $50 shit, that's just, he talking crazy right there. I get what he trying to say, but that just sound retarded, man. He need to stop that, man. He need to call in, but he definitely need to stop doing that shit. That's all I got for now, man. This, you know what I'm saying? I'm just happy everybody getting in on this mug. Please make sure you push that thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast, because this TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, that's because you stupid. Shout out to El Camino. Peace.
My nigga, do you got a beeper or something? My nigga, what's going on?
Yeah, I've been hearing it too. Yo, but we might get Eddie, man. I went the old fashioned way, man. I'm going down the email train.
Oh, you going down the email train? Okay.
Down the email train, man. I don't like them emails, but sometimes you gotta do it. And I've gotten some traction, man. It's a matter of hammering them down, bro. My man always flying, man.
Yeah, man. Internationally known.
Yes,
on the
sir.
microphone.
All right, we got any more boomerangs? I do not see. So that means we're going out to... Oh, shit, we do got another boomerang right there. And Seattle, you already know who it is.
Mr. PBC, baby.
ThaBoxingvoice.com. I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife and cut the bullshit out. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
It's Mr. PPC in the building. Dazn. I know you guys don't want me to talk about this. You guys are quiet. Ness, Mike. I know you guys are affiliates. gang affiliation and shit. But damn, $50, my nigga. Like, is y'all gonna pay that? If y'all pay that, you might as well buy pussy, cause that's a lot of money every month. I mean, a year. I mean, last time I checked, they were at 5 or 10, then 20, now 50. What, 100 next?
It is 100 already.
But 50 next?
Nah, 100 is 100 right now already.
I know, but
year.
$50 a month next?
Yeah, they don't. Yo, you don't want to pay 50 a month? Get on that 100.
Nigga, you tripping, nigga? I'll never pay $50
Get
for
on
some
that
boxing.
100. Get on that 100.
Nigga, what
then.
app? Nigga, Netflix don't even charge that. If they did, they better have all the movies
Netflix
in the
ain't
world.
got Canelo.
Who gives a fuck? I ain't never paying
Wish.
$50. He's a dumbass nigga to think that that's 50.
Netflix
I know y'all
Wish.
affiliated,
They got Eddie Murphy too.
but y'all dumb as hell. Eddie Hearn pimping y'all. Them niggas get that shit for free in the UK. Come on now. You might as well just get a UK box.
You wish
get
they
that
get
shit free.
UK can't wait to get Dazn. What are you talking about?
Nah, they got that shit for free on the BT Sports.
You crazy.
Come on, bro.
You crazy.
You crazy. $50, boy. Pay that shit.
You love it.
I'll be boomerang back in.
You know you gonna pay it.
I ain't never paying the boy.
Bruh,
That's you.
Tell the truth, bro. You even let
That's
me use
you,
your
boy.
password.
I'll never pay that. Best believe. I never did, never will.
Let me find
That's
out
my
you
call.
gave Ness
I'll
that
boom right
password.
back in.
Let me find out you gave Ness that password.
Funny. Mike, you funny. You should get Terrence Crawford on that shit. Then he can get some real money.
Yeah, because the app charging 50, he gonna get him that real money.
I'm telling you, he's Terrence's
He
biggest
can get a real
supporter.
fight on that shit.
The biggest supporter.
At
of Terrence Crawford
147
right here.
division, they probably got somebody on the zone.
Yeah, they got Mikey, they got Vargas, they got fighters over there.
He don't want to fight Mikey, Danny, Sean.
They got Dave Allen.
Sean's little brother Pascal.
They got
man.
Chavez Jr.
Man, y'all knew I was gonna call up on this one though. I don't give a fuck if YouTube down. I'm gonna call on this one.
You love the zone.
Huh?
You love the zone.
Fuck no.
Bro,
I fucking do
I
not
heard,
love the
I
zone.
heard you
Y'all-
gave
if
the zone gift
so
cards
you
out.
gonna pay $50?
You gave the zone subscriptions
Is you
out for
gonna
Christmas.
is you gonna be happy with paying $50 a month? Just
Who?
tell me that.
Who?
You.
I'm grandfathered
Ness,
in. I'm
Nestor
grandfathered
Gibbs.
in. I got the 100. I'm grandfathered in, champ. Oh, that's your time, but I'm grandfathered in, yo. I do the 100B. We going out to Killer in Sweden on the ringer.
What up, Killer?
I'm at work eating. I can't talk.
All
See ya.
right. We going out to ringer Steve in Chicago.
What up, Steve?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, I don't have anything to say about AJ. That's just more smoke and mirrors from AJ. But I will say this about the 50. Eddie, we gotta call him out on some things. I want to talk about a little something else. Did you guys see he's gonna make that YouTuber fight the co-main in that upcoming fight in Miami? So he's gonna put. He's putting. Yeah, let me get this in. He's gonna put Tevin Farmer and JoJo Diaz on an undercard, and Andrade with Keller, which is not really that great of a fight, is the main fight. And these YouTubers, I know at first you guys said they'll bring. Look, them YouTubers ain't gonna do shit for the sport. The people that are gonna watch that shit, they're gonna come and they're gonna go. Do you think Haney or do you think Billy Joe Saunders got any followers or are watching? Any of those YouTube fans are watching their fights? No, this YouTube thing from Eddie is just a cash ploy. It's just for him to grab some money. He's slick, man. That's why I told you I don't like the dude. This ain't good. The YouTube shit, and I know you guys are, and this ain't nothing to do with what you guys, but the YouTube fights is gonna ruin the sport, if anything. I don't think it's gonna do the sport any good. Because that's a joke now for that to be the co-main, and these other fighters are gonna go before them. I mean, that's a joke to me. I think that's ridiculous.
I'm with you. Jake Paul and whoever the fuck he's fighting shouldn't be over Tevin Foreman.
No, hell no.
Yo, and the crazy part is
that's disrespectful.
They not even KSI and Logan, but like I know Jake Paul because he Logan Paul brother, but who the fuck is the other dude?
Exactly.
Yeah, this is, we need to call him out on that shit. You know, Eddie, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like this stuff that he's doing. And if he wants to charge the YouTube fans $50, I'm fine with that. But the regular boxing fans, they're not gonna go for that. They're not gonna go for that at all.
Yeah, I'm definitely not. But then again, I'm grandfathered in, man.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, well, Steve, man, thanks for calling in, brother. We're going to take it back to the top. We went to our boomerangs, ringers, and masterminds. We're waiting for Eno to get back in here. Rod in 870.
What up, Rod?
What's up, man?
Damn, nigga, what are you doing?
Man, I'm trying to set up my daughter's room, man. I just got through putting her bed up in my new house. Yeah, but what the fuck we talking about, man?
Man, we talking about the Zone possibly going up to $50 a month. Eddie Hearn was maybe being disingenuous when he said it. We talking about AJ said he'll knock out Wilder within 6 rounds. It won't go to round 7, and we had an interview and things like that.
Yeah, I heard the interview. Okay, first, I think Eddie Hearn was just bullshitting. I think he's full of shit. I think he knows it's not going up to 50. But I think what he's trying to do is say, hey, man, we should charge 50 for this content so you'll feel good about them doubling the price after 1 year, which is bullshit. I thought we would be able to pay $10 for at least 2 years before they start jacking up the goddamn prices. But that's another story. AJ dropping Wilder in 6 rounds, bullshit again. AJ's not going to do shit. Like I said, his best chance is to come out and try to hit Wilder before Wilder hit him. But I don't think he has the nuts to go toe-to-toe with Wilder early on. So I think that's straight trash. And you guys had a good interview today. And I'll say this. Eddie Hearn is a good promoter, no doubt. But I just feel like we don't know. You know, they putting these numbers out here and saying this shit about Dazn. I don't think Dazn is doing that good. I think they're losing money, and I wonder how long they're going to be able to do this. And I want Dazn to stay around because I got the app. I watch everything on it, but I'm just curious to see the way they went about it, paying guys early, getting subscribers later. They did the opposite of what Netflix did. Netflix got subscribers first. Then they started paying big-time actors and directors to come in and bring content in after they had 50, 60, 70 million subscribers. Dazn did it backwards. Let's see how long they can last. That's my call.
Yeah, but Netflix was always in the media for going broke and borrowing more money until they got where they at.
Yeah, take time.
Hey, Mike, you know, this ain't no troll at all. It's just something that I've always noticed since the AJ Ruiz won. Why is AJ's and Ruiz WBO belt the same as Canelo's WBO belt, but I ain't seen nobody else with that WBO besides those 2 or 3 people, right?
You talking about like how it looked and shit?
Yeah, how it got the extra. It got the extra ribbon at the bottom. It's only them 2 guys.
It got like extra like gold.
Yeah, they did it. They did it new for the stars. I'm glad you noticed that. That's crazy though. Crawford need to like write a letter or some shit. What the fuck? Because the new one looked better. It's separated from it used to look a lot like the WBA, but that little ribbon at the bottom makes it look way better. To me, anyway. We going out to
Crawford needs to write a letter, huh? Boy, you a wild boy, man. You're a wild man.
I mean, not him per se. Like Bomac, his manager, or somebody could like be like,
right the WBO, man. What my belt like? Ain't like Canelo belt. I been with champion before.
I mean, I would ask like, why the fuck is mine's different? For real, that new one looked way different.
All right.
I mean, you don't like it? Okay. I thought it was different.
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Yo, what up, Info?
2020, and I'm still here. You know it ain't no show without info. Joe in the building. Yo, sorry to hear about the YouTube channel, man. Hey, man, let me say this, man. It's a slow week. Yo, Ness, Mike, man, I just want to thank y'all, man, for a great, entertaining 2019 with all the shows, all the interviews. Shout out to all the Border Wars fighters. And y'all flying in and out of town, going to all the training camps, answering all of our questions on Patreon, man. I pray the boxing gods bless y'all with a better 2020. Don't let the small shit sweat you, Ness. You know you're going to be back on your regular channel. And, man, shout out to all alumni callers, new callers, everybody in the chat that come in every day of the year, man. Shout out to all y'all. Let's keep this machine moving. TBV for life, like my man Stainless says. That's all I got, man. Just keep pushing, y'all. Peace.
Chant, man, thanks for the kind words. We're going out to New Jersey.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Yo, TBV fam, was good.
Man, what up?
What up?
Yo, you know something? I'm going to say this right quick, man. The only reason why whatever happened might have happened to the channels, man, because we've been booming. TBV's been fucking booming, man. Yo, it was so sweet yesterday, Ness, that call where you ran down Bradley's resume. That shit just brought me back on some nostalgia to when people find boxing at different point in their lives. And that shit just brought me back to the purpose to where I found it, watching Friday, following the Tim Bradleys in the Kendall Holt. So, man, just keep pushing the way you've been doing it. We're going to keep pushing right behind you, man. Shout out to Stainless. Shout out to motherfucking Stone and Bone. Shout out to Info Joe. Shout out to Marcus from D.C., T from Toronto, motherfucking Ali from Dago. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to fucking, what's my man, the fucking savant-ass nigga, Santiago. That nigga know everything about nothing about boxing. Long story short, the zone going up to $50. That's the reason why these motherfuckers never had the money for no fight with Wilder. Every time they start talking about a big fight, notice the money, the zone, this shit go up from $10 to $20. Now it's a big fight, and these motherfuckers ain't got no money. If this was the hood, we call that ass betting, man. Niggas get popped up for that. I'm out, yo. This the king. I'm out, yo. TBV for life.
Man. Thank you as always. We're going out to Davidian. Talk to me.
What up, Davidian?
Hey, what's going on? Can y'all hear me? What's up, Ness? What's up, Mike?
What up?
What up? Great show, as always. You know, great interview. Y'all really should be on TV or something. Y'all should be sponsored by, like, Nike or Jordan or something. I love, the Boxing Voice. Sorry for what happened to the channel. I was wondering why you guys didn't have a morning show. I was kind of weird. I didn't get my fix. I'm glad y'all on your other channel. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm just excited for 2020 to get fights that we want to see. AJ, he just talking. I don't really care about AJ. Other than that, just keep doing what y'all doing. Love the callers and love the show as always. God bless.
Davidian, thanks for calling in. We going out to JT, New Orleans.
Yeah, hello. Now, what's up?
What's going on?
What's up, Mike? I was just listening in. I ain't really had too much to add on the topic today, but shout out to TBV. Just listening in.
JT, thanks for calling in.
I be dope.
We got Liz Lowe, Decatur, Georgia.
What up, Liz Lowe?
Hey, what's cracking, fellas? How y'all feel?
What
it do? You remember my boy Ron down in ATL?
Yeah, man. Hey, man, it was sweet, dog. Just running into all them cats, man. You know what I mean? Mixing it up, talking the shit. Yeah, good stuff. Hey, so what's up with AJ? What he done said lately that done got out?
He trying to stop Wilder, nigga, within 6 rounds. He said it's nothing. It ain't going 7 rounds. I can't go out there and try to outbox Wilder. I got to get him before he get me. I'm just paraphrasing, though.
But he do got 2 mandatories, though, right?
Yeah, he clout
See,
chasing.
yeah, he got a whole year to talk shit, man. That's what's up. He can have that bullshit. Again, do whatever he need to do to get ready, because come time to fight, no excuses. So if he need to build himself up like that, do it by all means. Just be ready. As far as this $50, man, I can tell you right now, my brother dropped Dazn real quick. If I say, hey, bro, they finna go up to $50, he gonna be like, what? Forget about it. Because there's other ways to see it. You know what I'm saying? So, Eddie, chill with that. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all, Eddie slick, shout it. I said something about him. That nigga slick, but anyway, that's my call. I'm out, man.
Decatur.
Shout out Liz Low. Oh, Boomerang, CYP.
Mr. CYP.
I was on tonight. You know, I had to get off and handle that business. It's Thursday. But, yeah. Fuck all that AJ. That made me laugh. I'm going to knock him out in 6. Motherfucker, get real. But that ain't even worth talking about. But I do want to say, you know, 2019 with y'all, you know, has been a good year for me on this show, straight up. You know what I'm saying? My life good. And since there ain't that many people on here, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting married this year. You know, I want everybody to know because motherfuckers crazy about me on this show. They get to stalking me and shit. But on the real, though, you know, I see the people's names on here. I fuck with them on a regular. So, you know, that's something good happening for me on top of everything else. And I want to wish y'all success. Thank you. I want to wish y'all success in 2020. You know, making the show grow, having new ideas and bringing more personalities on here. As big as my personality is, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I do like others to chime in. I do want some others up here to gain some controversy so we can get this show really popping, you know, and hurt people's feelings, you know, and then apologize to them later, man. But, you know, y'all two been a dynamic duo. Keep up the good work. Y'all growing on each other. You know, y'all, Mike, you getting better straight up like that. And Ness, you being more sensitive. You know, I feel that shit. Straight up. Y'all got CYP stamp, CYP approval. And as you know, CYP out.
CYP, man, thank you for the kind words.
Absolutely.
Thanks for calling in. We got Stunner, New Jersey.
What up, Stunner? Well, people in the chat, boy, these motherfuckers is ruthless, man.
Salute Ness, you know what I'm saying? Yo, so AJ says he's going to knock out Wilder in 6 rounds, right?
Yep.
That's what he says.
So, and I want y'all to answer this separately. Because he said this, so it is guaranteed now that AJ will knock out Pulev in 6 rounds, right?
Unless he want to box.
I mean, you can't say you're going to knock out Wilder in 6 and then go more than 6 rounds of Pulev.
Nah, he recognized that
Styles make fights.
Yeah, exactly. And he recognized that he said you can't let Wilder get comfortable in that ring and like dictate terms. You gotta put the pressure on him, so he'll be trying to get on Wilder early.
Look, Styles make fights. So this is supposed to be his fight before Wilder, the guy he says he's gonna stop in 6. And he ain't gonna stop this bum ass dude Pulev in 6. Get the fuck out of here, man. This dude, remember, man, I'm Nigerian myself, man. I don't believe nothing this dude AJ say. This dude a fraud. Like, look, I wouldn't even be surprised. I ain't saying Pulev gonna beat him, but I bet you he gonna rock him. I bet you he gonna rock him, bro. Like, this dude a fraud, man. Doing all this talking out of nowhere, bro. Like, get the... Oh my God, bro. I can't believe this dude AJ. Bro, why can't this nigga be from Ghana? Or fucking, like, why does nigga gotta be Nigerian too, man? Shit crazy.
But he brought Nigeria, he put Nigeria on the map, champ. He unified.
Listen, I don't give you credit for beating the same Joseph Parker who went 12 rounds with fucking Razvan Kojanu. Like, get the fuck out of here. You beat Charles Martin.
Bruh, how you not gonna give him credit for being a champion? Stop. Come on, chill.
Listen. Charles Martin won his belt because a dude snapped his fucking ACL and MCL. Klitschko sat on the couch, got a call, said, "Oh shit, yeah, I'll fight for a vacant belt." fought AJ. Joseph Parker, this dude a fucking bum.
Alright, but Joseph Parker was legit. He was in his prime. He had a belt. He was a champ, man. He beat Andy.
Defeated.
Yo,
he beat Andy, the dude that knocked out AJ. Stop, Stunner, chill. You in the bag,
let me just say, shout out to the dudes who used to have Joseph Parker in their like top 4. Like, yeah, you know Joseph Parker, he's one of the top heavyweights. Yeah. Y'all shut that shit up real quick. Come on, man.
What you mean? He still got the win over Andy. It's over. It's
Come on,
over.
man. Yo, isn't it funny? All these European dudes.
Chill, champ. That's your time. That was 3 whole minutes. Listen, why he not giving Joseph Parker credit? He beat Andy. He beat Andy easy, too. AJ went to hell and back. He had to reinvent himself. What the fuck? Give him credit, bruv. I like that bruv, too. I've totally stole that from the UK, bruv.
Me too. I did, too.
Stone Bone, what up, bruv?
What up, brethren?
What up, man? How y'all doing today, man? Happy New Year's, man. Yeah, I'm laughing at AJ too, man. This dude, he gonna box. He might get knocked out in 6 now that he talking. He predicting his own demise. Wilder probably knock him out in 6. He gonna try to box, and he gonna look stupid. And I guess Eddie think they're gonna do a pay-per-view every month. If you're gonna pay $50 a month for the zone, it's like, really? You've been talking about pay-per-view there, but shit, I only paid for what, 2 pay-per-views this year that I bought. You know what I mean? I paid more money going to fights than I did buying pay-per-views before I paid $50 a month. And what fights are on the zone that I'm probably I don't even think it's nothing on the zone I'm gonna watch in January, to be honest. So that'd be like a wasted $50. I mean, I know that ain't a lot of money, but shit, I understand the principle of it though, because like sometimes out here we'll lie and say that the weed supply is low so that the stores can raise that $25 up. I mean, around holidays and shit like that when we got a lot of people from out of town, so we'd be like, oh, it ain't no $50 ounces, they 75, or it ain't no $75 ounces, they 90. We do shit like that. So maybe that's what he's trying to do, just trying to rush people to buy for the year. So it's likely to not happen though. More than likely it won't happen. They probably raise it $5 more to 25, probably towards the end of the year. Mark my words. All right, y'all.
For sure. Stone Bone, thanks for calling in.
Marijuana like recreational legal in Illinois now. They just had it on the news today. Big ass line of people outside buying weed and shit.
Recreational?
Yeah. Illinois.
Oh, but you in Indiana.
I know, man. I'm like, God damn, that's fucked up, man.
Yeah, but they gonna charge you more. You see how expensive it is in fucking Vegas.
Yeah, but after a while, you get like Stone Bone them up to shit, $50 for the ounce, $75 for the ounce, $90 for the ounce.
What you mean? Like you find someone you know, or you mean
like the
medical card?
No, like the recreational at the store, like. Colorado was like one of the first states, to legal. And now it's like so many places that do it.
Yeah, I went up to Colorado, bro. They got $15 eighths.
That's what I'm saying. The prices drop. You know what I'm saying?
$15 eighths, bro.
A good shit though.
No, fire, some Gorilla Glue, crazy, fire. $15 eighths, but they did have some garbage though. Cause when I go to Denver, I like to bar hop, but dispensary hop. So I did run across some shit. I try to get all the sales because I want to go to so many different ones. And yeah, man.
Try different shit, like, you know what I'm saying? See what they got and what they got. Yeah, I feel it.
But some of them shits, some of them $15 wasn't banging, but a lot was.
But I think the only reason why Vegas and like California ain't like that is just too much traffic, too much tourism. Why would they bring prices down? But Vegas, it ain't bad out there in Vegas, like for the
I think it's expensive, bro. $48, $42 sometimes. Yo, $50 for an eighth? They crazy.
Yeah,
they crazy. Fuck out of here, bro. But
I was fighting them deals though, nigga. Jordan still is
Jordan is the truth. But even them, they be like at 35 to 38. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to get it out. Let me. Oh man,
See what motherfucker just said.
Let me
Hit
go to Bo and Bama. That's not.
Happy New Year's from Jordan. We got a selected, get 6 grams of selected flour for
Okay,
$45.
that's too much info right now. You know how YouTube acting.
Oh, you right. My bad.
Yeah, you know how they are. They will tear us down on the backup too. I'm telling you, for the life of me, I don't know what I done did. I'm telling you.
Did you have that meeting or whatever today? You said you're gonna
Hell
have?
no, man. They fucking played me, man. Got absolutely nothing. Mike, Jerry, and Cali, talk to us.
What up, Mike, Jerry?
Yo, what's good?
What up?
Yo, don't you think Eddie Hearn kind of did this shit backwards, man? Aren't you supposed to have the prices up high at first, and then drop them joints so everybody, so you know what I mean, so everyone could flood in and get the subscription and shit like that?
I mean, yes and no, man. If you want to water down your product, you give it down for cheaper. If you want to add value, you keep raising it.
$50 in the States? Ain't nobody paying $50 for a streaming service? You know who you talking to?
Talking to you.
That don't make no sense. Exactly. You talking to working class people. You talking about $50 a month? Come on, man. I could buy fucking so much more with $50 than watching. They don't even put fights on all the time anyway for $50. That shit right there, he may lose because of that dumb shit. That's not even funny. Like, you talking about $50. That's not even funny right there. In my eyes. For real, man. But that's my call, man.
All right, Mike.
Shout out to my guy, man. Nigga, they say 3.2 million
for what?
First day sales in Illinois.
Oh. That was Bo. Damn, my bad, Bo.
Man said I could buy so much more with $50. Like, so much more. Like, I was waiting for them names and shit.
Yeah, man, 50 a lot.
I don't believe no motherfucking beat me. And I'm not supposed to. My nephew is an elite fighter, so he ain't gonna. He wanna fight the guy that's proven himself and a guy that people think he can't beat. And that's how you get paid. Right? All right.
Yeah, shout out Tabo, Riddick, Bo Mack, and Bo Jackson, Bo and Bama. Happy New Year from Phoenix, Arizona, man. I'm out here right now, doing some business. I'm glad it's a weekend where there's not many fights going on. No, what I'm saying? So I don't have to miss none. I hate that I'm gonna have to cancel my Dazn subscription if they change the price to 50. I hope he bluffing with that one because that shit dead, man. On me, I pay 50 to watch the Wilder AJ fight, but I'm canceling it after that. No Canelo fight, I'm paying 50 for. I don't care if he fight Charlo, Triple G the third time, anybody. I ain't Boo Andrade. I ain't paying 50 for nothing but Joshua Wilder. So you want to change it that 1 month? I pay it that 1 month. Any other time,
Bo,
I ain't
lying,
paying.
Bo.
Joshua Pulev.
Bo, you lying, Bo.
On me, bro. I got all the apps.
Bo.
I got all the apps,
Bo.
man. I got all
So
the
let
apps.
me
I'm
ask
not
you a
paying
question.
50 a month,
Let me ask
bro.
you a question. Did you buy any
Hey,
Canelo?
I ain't paying 50 in it.
Did you buy any Canelo pay-per-views in the past?
No, I go out to like
Did
the
you?
Mexican plazas and
You
stuff.
never
in
bought
Nashville.
a You never bought a
No, I
Canelo
did.
pay-per-view?
Well, check. So Canelo Triple G2, I went to a Mexican plaza. I paid 50 to get in.
Damn, well there you
But it was
go.
for me
You
and
could have
my
been
girl.
you could have been in your house watching that alone. And remember, it's always going to be cheaper than the pay-per-view. So if I'm just speaking hypothetically, if they really made Charlo Canelo and it's really 50, it's still $50
I'm
off
not
the
paying
normal
50.
pay-per-view.
I wouldn't pay pay-per-view to watch that fight either.
Nah, fuck that, bro.
I wouldn't pay 50
You can't give me
pay-per-view to
20
watch that.
for a whole year and
I'm
then tell me
streaming
hey, it's gonna be 50. Man, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Hey, if Charlo
He trying to
Canelo
bamboozle
come.
me.
The hell with
I ain't,
Charlo.
I ain't being bamboozled.
Charlo, Canelo, I'll pay 50 for that 1 month.
He better fight. If he fight both of them at the same time, goddamn right, I'm paying. I pay 100 to see him.
Listen, I'm
fight
grandfathered
Charlo
in. Y'all
and
should have got
Boo Boo at the
grandfathered.
same time.
This what Eddie want. He want y'all to get scared. He want y'all to get grandfathered in like Ness.
I'm already there. Shout out to my
Now,
guy.
now if it's, I pay for the whole year. You know what I'm saying? If it's the same price that I'm paying
everybody
now.
saying that, Mike. Eddie is so smart.
I'm not paying $600
Damn right.
at $50 a month.
That's the reaction he wants.
I definitely ain't paying $600 at $50 a month.
Fuck that.
You gonna pay that 50 and be happy. You gonna love Canelo and Charlo.
I had to check in. I had been listening to the shows because I've been kind of out here and busy. I ain't been listening to them. I had to check in, man. I feel like I've been away from home. I feel like y'all at home where I'm at. Being out here, I'm kind of out of my routine. So I'm more than anything just checking in, man. Telling y'all Happy New Year. Keep up the good work, man. Shout out Roger Mayweather.
Shout out Bo in Bama. Staying in Bama. Edward, Alabama. What up?
What up, Ed?
Hey, what's going on, man? I think you guys are right. I think this is just to spur people to pay for the year-long thing up front. You know, I wouldn't pay no $50 for it. But like I said, it comes down to the fights, man. If they put the fights on there, it's going to happen. And I think, you know, they probably really miscalculated not capitalizing on Wilder looking at him. Because if you have put him on there and you got some other pieces on there, you might have a bigger audience. But the problem is you just got to have the content. People will pay for it if you got the content. It doesn't matter how much it costs. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good idea. But speaking of AJ talking this, man, AJ, man, I swear he's all over the place, man. This dude, like, he's just talking so much. I mean, make the fight happen. Let's see if it's going to happen or not. I don't know. But I think at this point in time, like, enough of us paid attention that we don't think nobody that understands boxing thinks AJ can beat Wilder right now, if ever. So he just, you know, he just trying to put a little shine, you know, a little self-promotion. That's cool and everything. But, you know, it's unbelievable. Like I said, if they had the proper fights on the zone, I would go ahead and pay. You know, most of us would. So just keep it real and quit bullshit. It's a smart plan. I'll pay for the year subscription. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the topic. Too bad about the regular channel, man. Hopefully y'all be back up and running soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Edward. Hopefully. And CYP, man, I'm sorry I never said congratulations on being or getting married, man. You know, that is a big step. Jumping that broom. So congrats, champ. You found that special someone. All right. It's time to go to... Did we ever get the King in Florida?
King?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Gran Campeón? We got to that one?
No.
El gran campeón puertorriqueño, Vincent Davis, Chico Trinidad.
You got any excuses tonight, Roy? Let's not ask questions like that. Let's touch the left and go to work. Tonight, Roy. Let's go to work.
What's up, Ness? What's up, Mike?
What up, champ?
Not much, man. Yeah, listen, $50. Eddie is tripping, man. But I'm with Ness. I'm with Mike, man. I signed up to the zone from day one, so I just got billed for it today. Actually, I got the email, and I'm still paying the same price that I paid from day one. So, I mean, I thought that it was gonna go up. I've been waiting to see it go up to 20, but it ain't did it yet. So I'm gonna keep paying what I'm paying now, and you know what I mean? If he does try to do the 50, I ain't gonna lie, I'll probably just pay the 100. If that's his idea, he gonna get me with that one. I'm just being real with you, because I'm not gonna pay 50 a month. I'll just pay $100. I had it for the whole year, you know what I'm saying? Because that's cheaper than what I pay now anyways. But yeah, and so AJ said he gonna knock Wilder out in 6 rounds. He crazy as shit. I don't believe him at all. He just talking. It's kind of sad, man. He gotta, you know, he got to keep Wilder's name in his mouth, man. It's a shame. But yeah, that was really it, man. I ain't had too much on the topic. I was just listening in. Appreciate the show. But yeah, that's it, man.
Hey, yo, I know we don't do this, but Bo said go back to him. He got something to say that's important. I don't know.
Hey, Nez.
You
got it? Yeah, so check this out. I was on, it was World Star Hip Hop, and I seen a video, and it was Marshawn Lynch pulling up in the, like a Tahoe with the zone all over it, and he got out and he opened the door.
Oh, yeah, I seen
like
that
it
with the
was full of
Skittles.
bro.
With the Skittles, yeah. But
So you think they...
I don't know
you
who
think
that
they-
dude is,
You
though.
think they're going to start showing NFL? That's Marshawn Lynch. That's the running back from the Seattle Seahawks, Oakland Raiders. He's real famous. Beast Mode. He go by Beast Mode. Marshawn Lynch. I feel like, I don't know what's going on, but he definitely got out of a white DAZN truck.
Yeah,
with
I seen
Skittles
it.
all
It
in
was
it. So I don't know
it
if
was
he
like one
sponsored
of
by him
those.
or what.
It was like one of those Tahoes or like an Escalade or something. It was full of Skittles, dog. But not even in the packs. They wildin'.
Yeah.
Somebody getting that truck real cheap.
Yeah, it's like it's a publicity. It's a publicity.
No,
stunt.
of course,
I feel like
of
he
course.
might start showing some NFL on there.
I mean, but you got to remember they got them update games. They got them update games, so they could have been having them in the studio for an interview. You know, they got that other white dude doing the podcast. I don't know what sports he pay attention to, but it ain't boxing, so he probably doing football. You know, then they got that girl, L.A. Red or whatever her name is. But yeah, but I'm gonna get these other people wrapping this thing open. We got Killer on the ringer. What it do?
What up, Killer?
So the subject is DAZN, $50 or Wilder Joshua? What's the main subject?
Whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, we got about 20. The four main and then like a bunch of headlines.
I mean, I really can't stand Joshua. I used to somewhat like him because of the Klitschko win, and you know he used to show some heart and guts. But I mean, he's running his mouth now and his legs, basically. You know, I really don't like him anymore. He hasn't proven anything either in the Ruiz. I mean, in the Ruiz fight, Ruiz was overweight, so I really can't put any weight on that victory. Yes! To me, Joshua. To me,
I agree, man.
To me, Joshua, he looked like a three-legged horse waiting to get put down by his owner. You know what I mean? He looks like he's
not in the second fight.
Psychologically frail. I mean, in the second fight, he looked frail, though. I mean, even though he was winning, you could clearly see that anything Ruiz did was impactful. You know?
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't know. And the thing is, the UK fans always protect him by saying, oh, well, when Mayweather did it, you like it, but when Joshua does it... First of all, Joshua has always been promoted as a puncher and a knockout artist. Mayweather was always promoted as a pure boxer. He never switched up. And first of all, I mean, Mayweather, even in the fights where he's boxing, he shows dog in him and he walks his opponents down at times. Joshua never did that. And I mean, Mayweather moves when he has to. Joshua moves when he doesn't have to. He's just running around the ring. It's different. So, I mean, you know, basically, fuck Joshua, basically, you know.
All right, there. Well, there you go.
And, you know, fuck the UK as well, you know, basically.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's about it.
Nah. Box 12 rounds and ran. Don't respect that.
Killer. Man,
Man said it. Man, I'm still stuck on the three-legged horse. Like, where you find one of them at? You know what I'm saying? Waiting to be put down by his owner? What an analogy. God damn. That's graphic. I'm thinking about a horse that got a nub.
Boomerang, Mr. BBC. Mr. BBC.
Hey, can you hear me?
We can.
I like that last caller, man. He said, fuck the UK with his Russian voice and shit. That was what's up.
With his Russian voice?
He was like, fuck the UK.
But
But,
he's totally Sweden, not Russian.
fuck, man.
Sounded
I
like
tried.
Russian to me, too. I can't lie.
Oh, he did sound Russian to you?
Yeah, I'm not trying to be rude.
Where's the
but,
vodka? Where's the vodka?
Let's get on the topic because I already got into Zone. I know you guys are affiliates. Shout out to TBV.
Did you use our link to sign up?
No, I only use Amazon. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right. At least you're using Amazon. Shout out.
Yeah. Come on now. Anthony Joshua, I think that like the last caller said, he looked frail. You know, he looked like a child. You know, like playing with a bigger kid. I don't think he's gonna bring the same tactics. Sorry, UK. He's not gonna be a puncher. He's gonna try to be a Floyd Mayweather with Deontay Wilder. He's gonna be scared of that hand. Once that hand touches him, his legs that he's built up going to the gym with all the protein milkshakes he had is gonna fall. He was looking frail against Andy Ruiz in the second fight, and I'm glad that that last caller said that. Anytime Andy Ruiz swing on him, it looked like he was gonna fall. So just imagine what Deontay Wilder would do. So let's see if he can really do it. Is he gonna really bring the pain? Because Tyson Fury's looking scared, and truthfully, Tyson Fury will whoop that ass on Anthony Joshua. Let's be real. That's my call.
All right. CYP Boomerang.
Man, that was funny. That was funny. I like that dude because he keep it real. You can hear his frustration. I feel him. I seen, you know what? I wanted to give my calls to PC Jacob and Kieran Betts because they do this every day. They in the chat talking, but they never call in. I wonder if I give you my personal boomerangs where y'all call in and say that dumb shit you type live so we can clown you and dismantle you. Or how about you stay on the after show so we can rip you apart like we do every hater. And secondly, PC Jacob, I'm gonna give you some props. You said when Kid Norton was fighting Ali, did you guys call that running? I said, my man, show me a fight where Ali only landed 100 punches, and I'll say you're right, my man. Ali always lands more than 100 punches in a fight. Get real with your dumb ass reaching. And you know what? At the end of the day, fuck the UK. I'm out.
Stainless Boomerang.
Man, y'all niggas is hilarious with this fuck the UK shit, man. Yeah, though. Fuck the UK. No, I'm just bullshitting. AJ ain't want no respect from me yet. You know what I'm saying? It's good that you talking now because we ain't heard from you. You know what I'm saying? We didn't hear from you from June until fucking November. So I'm happy to hear you talking and shit, or August whenever you did your first press conference and you look like a deer in the headlights then. You know what I'm saying? On your way to the glue factory like Killer said. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who heart he got in him right now because he ain't got no heart. And he ain't pulling my respect with this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Trying to talk like he all of a sudden is a dominant force against Wilder, excuse me. I've always respected AJ. So to see him trying to make these little bitch moves, you know, what y'all call it, clout chasing and clickbait and all that, I ain't got time for that shit, man. You can move along with that shit, man. And Eddie Hearn, look, I'm already gonna give you the $100 anyway, man. Stop bullshitting. You playing yourself. You need to come back to the show, like I said, because you playing yourself. Thanks again, fellas, man. Everybody, all y'all trolls, y'all seem to have found the show, man. So welcome. As I always say, please make sure you push that thumbs up, man. If nothing else, you see how vital it is. Now, share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast, because this is TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, that's because you stupid. And shout out to El Camino. Peace.
Yo, Killer might be in Sweden, but he's Serbian, so. AD, what it do?
Ain't Serbia in Russia?
What's good, Nez? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Nez, hello?
We hear you, AD. AD, we hear you. Alrighty then.
It's still like it's showing like he's still on.
Let's go to Shakur. Talk to us.
Yeah, man, I say y'all got to be careful when y'all coming in. Sometimes you might hard press.
Wow, they just unmuting like I don't know. I don't know if they hear me. Shakur, you there? Shakur.
Let's go. I'm gonna have to start that call over or something. I don't know what's going on.
That thing got Well, on that note, the Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Catch us on the next one tomorrow morning show.
Follow me on IG at Gross1911 or on Twitter at Gross2312. Follow me on YouTube at Mike on Sports. Catch me later on the night for an NBA live game chat. Till next time. Yes, sir.
Peace.